Just Me, Brenda K, Aimski, the Glowing Bookworm Gamer. Nice to see everybody. Happy, I don't know where we are. Thursday? Happy Thursday. Thursday, July 30th. Holy smokes. Summer's half over already. So welcome back to another episode of Lauren Matthias is a Manipulative Nightmare. The real Brenda, nice to see you. Old Woman of the Hills, glad you could make it. Everybody's so prompt and on time. Thank you, BGPO. Yay, nice to see you. Glad you could make it. Carolyn Breeding, yay. Okay, you guys are aces. So I just wanted to start with a little post that I made today. Hey, random old lady. All right, yard work done, so you get to relax. Nice, and you probably feel all, God, why do I just can't remember words anymore? Virtuous and everything. Miami Dottie, Carolyn Breeding. So I just wanted to share this little post that I put up today because I made myself laugh, and I don't know if you people recognize the character in the photograph, but that is Renfield from like an old version of Dracula. And Renfield is Dracula's sycophantic lick-spittle minion. And that's who little Grayson puts me in mind of. So the caption says, candid behind-the-scenes photo of Grayson Yore as she watches her boss and mentor, Lauren Matthias, spin false narratives live on YouTube for 9 hours straight. And I mean, it's funny. I made myself laugh, but it's also very apt, I think. And after listening to Lauren crying to her Patreon subscribers about how she's in an absolute faith crisis about humanism because of moms being mean to Grayson online. And I'm here to say that mothers, women who happen to be mothers, telling Grayson that she is extremely out of line and that she needs to pull her head out of her ass and give it a good solid shake is not the enormous tragedy that Lauren would like to imply that it is, considering what Grayson has been up to. So I am sick of these guys controlling the narrative about this and pretending like they are the ones who were harmed when the real victims are still struggling and still trying to find their way out of the hole that these people dug for them. So this seems like a good juncture to say these are just my opinions. I don't have any particular credentials. I'm an ex-mechanic with an English degree, and these are my opinions. We are here for entertainment. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, there's all kinds of options. Yes, Christina lost work and probably continues to. Hey, Andy Cope's a great live today, as usual. Not sure if you guys know that Andy Copes is literally on fire all the time, and I hate her like the least. So you should, if you're not subbed up, you definitely should be. And if anybody had a minute to get her, to grab her link and put it in the chat, that would be awesome. I feel like I have been really inspired by all the people that I have been hearing from who are genuinely engaged with this content and genuinely concerned about justice for Christina and about consequences for the perpetrators of the horrible abuse that was heaped on not only Christina, but all of them, right? So I think it's great. You guys are amazing, and it takes a lot, right? There's a lot of moving pieces, and it takes a lot of people to remind everybody about all the moving pieces, right? And Andy has been doing a lot of work about Dr. John, and Dr. John is a huge piece of this, right? So I very, very appreciate that effort because I don't have those skills, the investigative skills that Andy has. I have the pick apart a narcissist skill. So, it takes all kinds, right? And I just appreciate everybody's input. Yeah. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for your input and your thoughtful responses and your thoughtful comments and your helpful emails and your all the rest of it. Like, you guys are absolute stars, and none of this would happen without y'all. And I genuinely don't, I don't ever want to forget that, right? Because truthfully, right, it's not me, it's all of us. So thank you all for being here. And that was fun. And then I thought I would also share, I made a really short little 3-minute video about the swinger texts. Many of you have probably seen it, but I thought I would just share it here. It's not very long, and I think it's a nice little video. I'm kind of proud of it. So here we go.
Anything can be clipped and looked any way if it's clipped.
Yeah, and some of them apparently were clipped, and it gave the wrong impression of what she was saying.
Yeah, the whole thing that Lauren called Janice a swinger, like she was on a swing in a profile photo.
And it was a joke.
It was a joke. Yeah. It was fun. Honestly, I caught her giggling. I said, I found it. Like, here it is. You didn't seriously call anybody anything. It was literally a joke.
Because she was in a swing. I remember that.
Like, I couldn't get a hold of it. I was so confused. And finally, it was like, Grayson, because I kept hearing things I said and I couldn't find them. Or then I figured out and I was like, that's so taken out of context. Like, come on. And so I said, Grayson, you have a new job. That was not in the job description. You are to go through 6 years of my messenger messages and texts. Everything. And you did it. You did it.
I think there were 4.
She knew the assignment.
We could talk about one. I think it's really funny. Everyone has this rumor that you called somebody a swinger, and you were like, where did this come from? I don't remember ever doing that. And I was like,
this person's not a swinger. I never thought this person was a swinger. What is this? And everyone's like, she called her a swinger. I'm like, she defamed me. She told everyone was a swinger. I'm like, who the hell did I call a swinger?
So
I didn't call anyone a swinger.
I went through.
And found it on accident.
I found it. I found it, and I called you giggling, and I said, Lauren, I found it. You did call somebody a swinger. It was because they were on a swing in their profile picture, and you made a joke, but they got clipped. That got clipped. So, like, and there's been a lot of those.
There was somebody on a profile picture of a swing, as this person will tell you, we've never been friends. And someone said, look at this picture of her swinging. And I said, why do I think she dabbled in swinging?
And you didn't remember it because it was.
It's never been shared outside of the text messages.
No, it was you and 2 other people.
Screenshots have been passed around of this, and it's actually not the real screenshot.
Yeah,
it's like, but I said it.
Right. So I feel like these little sound bitey things are a good idea in terms of getting this, the possibility of hidden gems or people who are still on their side. Am I frozen? I don't think so. I hope not. Are you guys stalking each other? My goodness. Be careful. People could get hurt. I understand it's very serious. And if you don't believe me, just go ask Megan Connor. yeah, I just think those little shorter videos, I'm going to make some more from this 9-hour live with clips that directly refute stuff, right? Like Lauren saying, oh, and none of these people reached out to me. It's so terrible. They never reached out to me. And then, with a clip of Janice trying to talk to her and her going, get away from me. You're a bully. So Janice reached out to her to try to talk to her about the things that she heard that Lauren was saying about her, which was exactly Lauren's complaint. So I just think that these little things, I think it's good to put them right next to each other where nobody can be confused about what happened. Let's dabble our snots on the comforter, shall we? I mean, why not? Why? I'm uncomfortable. You're a bully. I'm afraid. Yeah, and she literally ran away from Janice, who had given up on talking to her, and then she called her back and started over again to the thing so that she could get more evidence of saying, so that she could manufacture more evidence for the courts who saw through her nonsense anyway. Decades of darkness. For not being a Mormon, Lauren should know liars go to hell. Yeah. John Smith, are you here? Hey, John Smith. I haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you. Let the stalking begin. Okay, here we go. We are at 58 minutes and 16 seconds. I turned it back 30 seconds from last time. But I believe we're about to enter into the documents. So let's get started because we'll be here all day because I could talk about how much I dislike these people off the cuff for hours. Are you guys okay? Oh, I didn't share the tab. There, now I share the tab. Sorry, I'm such a dope. Okay. Hey, Chin Plant. 67, thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's all those options, people, penny chats and super chats and liking and sharing and all that stuff. Here we go.
From there, I'm going to start reading my declarations. I'll add comments where needed.
Oh, God.
So here we go.
I'm very happy that I have an emotional support audience, honestly, because this is, I've never watched this before.
So this is the first declaration I send out to receive my temporary stalking injunction. The reason why I'm just going to get into the declarations, I'm going to stick to legal documents.
Because these are all the things that I manufactured to construct this narrative that puts this person who I keep calling my stalker in the wrong. And if I start telling the truth about stuff instead of just reading out of documents, I might slip up and start leaking the truth.
I'll add anything extra. I think
this whole thing is extra, Lauren. Spare me. This is a very good point, CH. Just CH says, let me read my own words and frame them as legal. Yeah. Hey, Amy Suhu. Michelle DeMattis, John Smith, all the people, CH that I haven't said hello to yet. This is what Megan did, right? She didn't read her own words and frame them as legal, but she read the lawyer's words and framed them as legal when they're literally the legal arguments. The only thing that you need to read, for the truth of all of this at the end is what the judge says. And Lauren ran away with her little itty bitty tail between her little itty bitty betraying nasty little legs before we could get there.
Tell the full story. There will be a few things I need to add.
Yeah, no shit, right? She'll need to add some extra lies on the side. Declarations are not evidence, are they? I think they are, but they're not proof. right? The evidence is like, you have to decide. You look at the evidence. These people says this, these people says that, and you decide which, if people are lying, all the rest of it, right? So I do think they are evidence. I just don't think they're necessarily proof. And she's trying to frame them as proof, I think.
I hereby declare, under penalty of perjury, that the facts stated in this declaration are personally known to me and that they are accurate to the best of my knowledge.
So that's like a lie right there, right? Because she knows she's lying. She knows she's manufactured this shit. So good start, Lauren.
My name is Lauren Matthias. I'm over the age of 18 years old, and I am
Even though I act like a 12-year-old, I'm actually over the age of reason. Hard to believe, though it may be. It's true.
competent to testify.
Now that is debatable. Competent to testify. Maybe down at the church you're competent to testify, dearie, but I wouldn't be so confident about that in a court of law.
I am knowledgeable personally about
Yeah, I don't think I can do the lie counter, but CH, I think you might wear yourself out. You might wear out the lie counter. There's just too many.
the matters I am testifying about. I am the petitioner. I met my stalker in April of 2024. During the summer of 2024, she began doing contract graphic design work for my business. Do we have those invoices?
Why do you need to show invoices? I mean, is that legal? I mean, I guess that's the legal. It's pretty self-important, sounds like, from here.
Let's pull them up. They may not matter, but I would like to show them. There's one. Okay. I'm paying her. That's all you need to know.
Oh, I see. So she can frame the whole thing as she's a contractor who's obsessed with me, not she's a personal friend who I stabbed in the back. Okay. So, I mean, we're on to manipulation number 11 billion by this point, but yeah.
However, for the past few months, my stock.
Okay, sorry, I have to speed it up. Whew, got to speed things up considerably over here, I think. I'm going to go to like, oh, that's too much. I'll try 1.4 maybe. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. There you go. Yeah, she's too fucking self-important.
Stalker has been intentionally targeting me and stalking me, making me fearful for my safety and well-being, as well as the safety of my family and my producer Grayson's safety.
Michelle DeMattis says, Penny, truly the best place to watch this is with Turtle Boy. He had no idea who she was and did a blind watch. He knew she was full of shit. It was also hilarious. She made him so angry. It's LOL funny. That's how I saw it the first time. And I only saw parts of it through Turtle Boy, but yeah, it was the only way I could watch it. And I did see the beginning of Turtle Boy watching it, and he had her pegged inside of a minute, 2 minutes, maybe. Like, yeah, he saw through her instantly, and he's very funny, and with the eyebrows and the lack of a filter that makes him, that is part of his brand. Him getting on the phone, phoning up Bobby Joe down at the Major Crime Squad, yeah, he was brilliant, absolutely. But I'm just doing my little bit here. I'm doing my bit for the team.
My stalker has also been using a group of people to help her achieve her goal. This started on...
What's her goal? Tell us what her goal is, Lauren. What's her goal? It's a nebulous, frightening goal. Oh my God, she has a goal, people. Are you okay? Are you guys okay? Make sure you take care of yourself. This can be very triggering.
April 9th, 2025, when my stalker confronted me in the courthouse in Maricopa County, Arizona, while I was reporting on the Lori Daybell trial.
Why does she keep calling her my stalker in the declaration? Shouldn't she just call her like the defendant or something like that? Is that real? Is she that extra even in the, we know she's that extra. But even in the court documents,
The stalker came up to me, cried,
the stalker didn't come up to her. She came up to the stalker.
and let me know that she had heard what I had said about her, and that 2 former contract workers were releasing my text messages that I had with them during their time working with me. Now I'm going to ad lib,
And I nearly plotzed right there because it took me a split second to realize that the fact that I'm a giant backstabbing POS was about to get out. So, very upsetting little moment, but it didn't have anything to do with Christina. Christina was not threatening. Christina was not aggressive. Christina was, one of the things that she complains about is that nobody reached out to her. Nobody reached out to me. Nobody reached out to me. So Christina reached out to her right there to say, I heard what you said about me, and this is what's going on. And for her efforts, Lauren attempted to destroy her life.
a little bit more here. I actually wrote that ad lib, a little bit more about what the stalker said. I'm so nervous. I'm like reading ad lib. So let me tell you a little bit more about what she said.
There's no such thing as reading ad lib, Lauren. It's called tripping over your lies while you're looking at your printed lies, and you're tripping over them in your head because there's so many freaking lies. They're literally coming out of your pores.
She came up to me and said, I know what you said about me. She was crying.
Was she crying? I don't believe she was crying. I'm not sure that that's true at all. And I certainly, I don't remember Lauren saying that. And I certainly don't remember Christina saying that.
For a hug. A few of the things she stated.
Oh, she gave her a hug because Lauren is so victim-centered that even though Christina was saying mean things to her, she gave her a hug. And we know for a fact from the recording that it was Christina who was being a decent human being and not Lauren at all. Hey, Garth David. Nice to see you.
First off, I want to point out that there was a no recording order in the courthouse, a severe.
No recording order in the courthouse, a severe one. It was a severe order. I don't know if you guys knew that part, right? Because that's important. It was severe. That order was severe.
No recording order in the courthouse. Why? Because there's a high profile, internationally well-known trial going on.
Oh, is that why you're on your live stream last night reading out the transcript of the 911 call that was not supposed to be shared with the public? Is that why? Because you're so ethical and you care so much about victims? Is that why you released the phone call between Alex Murdaugh and his lawyer? Is that why? Because you're so ethical? Lauren, you wouldn't want to do anything to disrupt a trial? Interesting.
And every day we are reminded that there's to be no recording in all of the courthouse, not just the courtroom, but the courthouse. And that if you are to record in the courthouse, you will be held in contempt of court.
What is she? So right about her ethics. Yeah, her ethics. She and Megan Connor have the same kind of ethics, the personal ethics of having no ethics at all.
And that there are signs everywhere saying, do not record in the courthouse.
I'm going to have to clip that alongside the little bit in the body cam where they admit to having recorded Gigi. And then when the cop says you recorded that, you can't record that, then they lied and said that they didn't. So I'm going to have to clip that because Lauren pretending that she has ethics is extremely rich. Lauren has ethics when she can wield them against someone else. But when her ethics, she doesn't want them getting in the way of a good story though. So just to say.
I would have never thought she was recording.
She would have never thought. She's so betrayed. I'm so betrayed. I'm so betrayed by the things that the people did in response to the terrible things that I did to them. It's so unfair. I am the victim here. Look at that fucking face on her, eh? Literally looking down her nose at everybody. What a cow.
So the stalker says, I know your ex-friends are releasing everything. And it is horrible.
And it is horrible. So interesting, right? I mean, she's going to say horrible. That Christina saying they're releasing your texts and they're horrible is the real problem, not the horrible texts. It is absolutely mind-numbing projection. Look at her stupid face. It is just exhausting to look at her, to listen to her, to feel like she has any hold over this community. It is, how do these people get anyone to listen to them?
Horrible what they are sharing. And I cannot believe what you said about me. I knew what I had said.
Right. I cannot believe what you said about me. She's using her tone of voice to try to control the message rather than what the actual message is. It's very, very, very bold in a way, right? It's almost like just straight up propaganda in terms of the whole, if you tell a lie enough times, people will start to believe it, right? And even though the first time they heard it, they went, what? If you say it enough times and with enough confidence, people will eventually start to believe it. It's literally propaganda.
About her. I told all of you at the beginning of this, I called her annoying.
Well, you called her annoying, but I mean, that's the very least of what you did, Lauren. It's the very least of what you did. She's again, like trying to imply that the smallest thing that she did, and she's like, I've owned it and I've apologized. But you haven't owned and apologized to, all of the other people that you harmed, right? You didn't apologize to Summer. You didn't apologize to Nate Eaton. You didn't apologize to Kresha. You didn't apologize to Kay. You didn't apologize to all of the people, Andrea Burkhardt, all of the people that you were trashing and trying to get on top of, Lori Hellis, all the rest of it, right? So coming out here and admitting the absolute least of what you did and then saying that you apologized so that you can characterize Christina as some psychotic stalker who can't let go is disgusting, and it's extremely transparent. And I'm going to clip this video to absolute shit and put it right next to you saying and doing the terrible, shitty things that you said and did that brought all of this on you.
And I knew exactly what it was and what she was saying. And I wanted to face it head on and own it and apologize. I don't like her.
Oh yeah, because that's right what I'm saying, right? This is exactly how she frames this narrative. And then everybody's like, she apologized. And that terrible Christina, she's obviously psychotic.
Hurting people. And I want to be honest with things. That's who I am. And so I said, let's talk.
That's not who she is. That's not who she is.
Let's talk. And she's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I said, you know what? Please.
She didn't say, I don't want to. I don't want to. Again, right? She's characterizing it like Christina didn't want to, but she didn't want to because she could see that Lauren was extremely overwrought and she thought it was not a great time, right? Like, this is not a good time or place. Let's both just step back and we can talk about it later. So again, Lauren's narrative is just that.
Please allow me to talk with you right here about it. I called you annoying and I'm sorry. I didn't know you well then. And I told her essentially that I felt like perhaps at that time that she was further along in the friendship than I was. Maybe she thought we were closer.
Right. This is a lie. And it's interesting that she literally started this little segment out by showing us the receipts that Christina was a contractor, right? Because she's already tried to frame it that Christina, she just worked for her. right? And now she's slipped up and she's allowed in that there was friendship. So, but in order to make that work for her, right? They say whatever works for them in the minute. And what's working for her in this minute is to frame Christina as like wanting more from Lauren than Lauren wanted from her. And that the reason for that is because of Christina's annoyingness, right? So it's a tidy little narrative. Contradicts the one that she just started with, but that doesn't matter to Lauren, and it seems like it doesn't matter to the hidden gems either.
Than I felt at that time, that I was still getting to know her.
At that time, yeah, Christina was trying to push things too quickly. Christina was trying to get to Lauren. Remember in the first hour that we watched, how she was trying to frame it as though Christina was after her right from when they first met, so that she could do this whole story of this narrative arc of literally from when they first met, that Christina was like a fangirl that was like, Christina was making all the overtures, Christina was inserting herself, Christina was doing all the things, right? And we all know that that's not the way narcissists work, right? What Lauren would have done is love bomb the shit out of her, because that's the only way that they know how to relate to people.
And that it was difficult sometimes to work around her, and because I felt like she was annoying sometimes while I tried to work. And I didn't record it, she did, but this is what I recall. And that I was sorry. And I felt really bad, and I knew her better, and I felt terrible that
And I knew her better, and then it turned out that she wasn't annoying. Is that what she's saying? Like, if you found her annoying, there's nothing particularly wrong with finding somebody annoying, right? And not wanting to carry on or continue a friendship with them. That's a perfectly reasonable, normal stance to have. It's the fact that she acts like a fucking adolescent instead of just being straightforward, right? And when people approach her to try to be straightforward with her, she accuses them of bullying her, right? All of these women have made attempts to just speak to her in a straightforward manner, right? When the ladies approached her and Grayson at the dinner, right? They were very calm. They just said, just leave Lindsay alone. Lauren and Grayson had just been sitting there recording into their little phones all about how terrified and threatened they felt by these terrible bullies. And yet when the bullies came up and said, leave Lindsay alone, instead of going, okay, fine, yeah, we'll leave her alone, they went, we didn't do anything wrong, and I will stand by that to the end of my days, and fuck you very much anyway, and these people are bullying us, and I don't even know you. So, we've all seen it, which is why all this shit needs to be clipped together with all of the other footage.
I had hurt her that way. I was also completely taken back by the fact that a bunch of my private text messages were being released. It scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what that meant. 6 years of messages.
Again, right? She has no idea what she's revealing about herself by being that scared the hell out of me. I mean, I've said before that, like, I think I would, and I think any of us would, right, feel uncomfortable about the idea that somebody was going to release 6 years of our private communications. Of course, they're private, of course, but and it would probably be very uncomfortable. But this scared the hell out of me stuff. It's like, why would that scare the hell out of you unless there was some very dodgy stuff in those communications?
And this woman saying to me, they're horrible. They're terrible. Your friends are horrible. They're cruel.
This person is saying to me that my messages are terrible. She's so mean. It's like, but what, like, if your messages aren't terrible, right? It's literally the thing of someone saying, you're purple. And you're like, you're not purple. So why would that bother you? You know what I mean? If it ain't true, what's to bother about, little Lawen?
I can't believe what they said. I can't believe what you said. She brought up poisonous donuts, Lauren, poisonous donuts in Delphi. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at her. Look at that face. Oh, what a pause game I had going on there for a second. I'm going to have to capture that for posterity, I'm afraid. I don't even know that much about what she's talking about that. But I do know, even without looking on her face here, that the fact that she's addressing it means that she's lying about something, right? Absolutely she is. Look at that, and look at the way she looks away, and she looks so sketchy, and man, she looks fucking furious. Somebody commented before, I'm not doing great with the posting the comments, but somebody commented she doesn't look sad, she looks angry. And yeah, she's absolutely enraged, right? That she's going to be revealed.
She's like, you don't know what I'm talking about? Something about poisonous donuts? This is what I recall again. She's the one that recorded, not me. So, you know. You know what I'm talking about? Liz sent it to you. You sent it to Liz? I'm like, who's Liz? Who's Liz? What are these poisonous donuts? You know,
look at how bad she is, eh? It's wicked. She's furious. I don't know about the poison donuts. So somebody's going to have to enlighten me, or I'm going to have to continue being in the dark. Yeah, I don't know the Bethy Boop.
Liz. You don't know who Liz is? No, I don't know who Liz is. Who's Liz? You said, Lauren, that somebody sent you that some.
Oh God, Lauren, stop yelling. She's yelling at us. How are people watching this thinking that Lauren is some innocent victim? I can't even wrap my head around it.
Somebody in Delphi tried to bring you poisonous donuts, and people were there, and they were trying to be kind to you. And I'm still like, I don't get what she's talking about.
I feel like I'm remembering this in some way, and it wasn't that people were bringing poisonous donuts, was it? Wasn't it that there were? I think there were different factions. And the people with the donuts were trying to get people on the other faction to come over to their side because they had donuts. That is, I'm sure somebody can fill in those blanks. But yeah, I don't know if they were poison.
By the way, I learned later, and both those stories are true. People in the Delphi trial brought me donuts, and it was kind. And then there was another time when there were a couple of YouTubers, Susan Hendricks was there. We talked about it actually in a live.
People brought her donuts, and it was kind. Oh my God, my pause game is on fire. I'm sorry, but we got to do it again, people. I made myself laugh, and I lost track of what I was saying.
Where they brought, they were banned from the courtroom, and they brought donuts, and everybody said, "Don't take them; they're poisonous."
Yeah, this is a great point, right? She's the one who recorded, not me, while you literally recorded everything. I mean, half of the evidence that we have is Lauren's recordings of stuff, right? And she thinks it makes her look good. It's like Sarah Boone and her recordings of George.
Yes. And that was the story I allegedly shared with Liz. I didn't know who Liz was. She kept trying to press me, who's Liz? Who's Liz? And I said, oh, Liz. Remembered who Liz was.
Okay, I just gotta say, like, great story, Lauren. Really captivating. I just I'm on tenterhooks here, waiting to find out how you're gonna spin the next thing.
We concluded the conversation. I felt on a good note. I profusely apologized. I told her I was sorry for what I had said, and for what many of the things.
I told her I was sorry for what I said, even though I wasn't sorry. I said I was sorry because I was hoping that that would make all of this go away.
Perhaps that I had said to those ex-friends of mine. And then
she goes back and forth between them being ex-friends and ex-employees and ex-contractors and stuff, right? She can't even keep it straight in her expose of these terrible people.
So let me continue. Let me continue. So the text about the stalker stated that she was annoying. I apologized for hurting her feelings. So I'm going back to the declaration now. And I even followed up with text messages taking accountability. Exhibit the apology. Let's show that. Do you have that apology? Okay. We'll wait for this.
Please get it together, Grayson. So this apology is such a love bombing non-apology that it's beyond even. It's so ridiculous, right? I feel like she got a Chat GPT to write her an apology. I love you and I'm sorry. Thank you for talking to me. I have a lot to process about myself and my anxious my actions. Okay, I'm lost. Hang on. Everything I love about you is real and sincere. Everything I judged you for before I gave you a chance. I was wrong. Unfortunately, you can't erase words and they hurt. I'll forever regret the things I said and thought. But the truth is, I defend you to the moon and back forever. And I do. Again, like this is just grandiose bullshit. And Lauren doesn't feel any of it. But I realize it will take a long time to earn your trust if I ever earn it again, and if I don't, I understand. I was so wrongs. But know that no matter where our paths lead in life, I'll forever defend you and call you a dear friend with the biggest heart I know. I'd do anything for you if you ever needed me. So if I received an apology like that from someone who had been stabbing me in the back and I had seen the other messages and things that they said about other people, I would run a mile from that person. Is she going to read it out?
I said, I love you and I'm sorry. Thank you for talking to me. I have a lot to process about myself and my actions.
Sorry, she does such a great job of reading it that we're just going to have to go through it again because it's so much better in her own voice.
She thanked me for being vulnerable and vulnerable about myself. I said, everything I love about you is real and sincere. Everything I judged you for before I gave you a chance, I was wrong. Unfortunately, you can't erase words and they hurt. I'll forever regret the things I said and thought. But the truth is, I defend you to the moon and back forever, and I do. But I realize it will take a long time to earn your trust if I ever earn it again. And if I don't, I understand. I was so wrong. But I know that no matter where our paths lead in life, I know I'll forever defend you and call you a dear friend with the biggest heart I know. I'd do anything for you if you ever need me.
Right? She would do anything for her if she ever needed her. It seems like at this point, she has forgotten that ever since the beginning of this 9-hour live, she has been trying to characterize Christina as having stalking behavior right from the start, that there were all these red flags right from the start. So like I say, right, they use whatever narrative suits them in the minute.
And then, oddly, we'll talk about some other stuff after that. We'll talk about this in Grayson's declaration. But I also did leave court early that day because I had a panic attack about private texts of mine perhaps being released because people were angry at me.
Right, because they were angry at you about the content of the texts. They weren't releasing the texts because they were mad at you about something else. It's the content of the texts that is the problem, Lauren. A lot like the content of this video is problematic. The content of the texts is problematic. So your little deer in the headlights, I am a victim face is very nice and everything. I mean, it's not really, but you know, it's very performative and everything. But this is, I genuinely, people, I cannot, how do people fall for this shit? How do people listen to this and go, yeah, that makes sense. She is the victim.
It was a very frightening thought.
It was a very frightening thought. Why though? It's so interesting how she is so afraid, but she never mentions that the content of the texts is what she's so afraid of. I think she probably, Bruce Garden says, I don't think she had a panic attack. I believe that she did. I believe that she did. I believe that she was well aware of what was happening to her and she could feel the walls, right? These people are absolutely desperate to be seen as good people. And I feel like she felt on that day that everybody was looking at her and everybody knew the truth. And she was having a proper fucking meltdown. I am just surmising. These are just my opinions, but that's how I feel about that's what I think is what happened to her that day. And because she felt so threatened by it, I think that's how she genuinely felt threatened by it, right? But she felt threatened about being exposed, not about anything else. But that I think that the fear was real, and that is what jump-started all of this, right? Was that absolute meltdown moment where she had a vision of what is life going to be like if everybody finds out the truth about me.
But we'll get into that later. We'll continue with my declaration. The first one.
Yes, Lauren, let's continue with your declaration because it is all about you after all.
Later that night, I received a threatening voicemail from someone named Liz. She,
Again, it's not a threatening voicemail. So funny, right? She says it's threatening. What it is drunken and angry. There's nothing threatening about it.
brought up the fact that I had said that I didn't know who she was, which was something that I told my stalker during our conversation. And so now I'm realizing, oh my gosh, she recorded me. Take a listen to the voice.
It's Liz. Let me remind you, Liz.
She has titled it Exhibit 3 Threatening Voicemail. I know she did that for the court, but it's working very well for her little narrative building over here because she's telling people this is threatening. And so they are going into it with that frame of mind. They're listening to it the whole time with those words in front of their face, right? It's so manipulative.
I know you don't recall my name, but I actually think you do recall my name. But I'd like to talk to you for a second. I'd like to talk to you about.
They never reached out to me. None of them ever reached out to me. Where are we at here? 10908. I'm going to have to remember that. They never reached out to me. Every time somebody reached out to her to try to talk to her, she framed it as people threatening and bullying her. And then she came on here and cried into her snotty little hotel duvet about how nobody reached out to her.
Number one, I guess, why you don't remember my name. But number two, I'd like to talk to you about why you are so upset about.
Has anybody detected any threats yet? I've got my threat detector out and I'm not detecting any threats so far. The threat of Liz falling asleep before she gets her words out is literally it as far as threats.
Texts that you have sent to me in group chats about other people who I'm sure.
Again, terrible text that Lauren sent in group chats. Interesting. Look at her stupid, smug face.
You don't. I'm sure it's hard to admit that you have said those things about those people. But I want to clear it up with you.
Interesting to me, just watching her, interesting to me that she had to look away from the camera and talk to Grayson as Liz was saying it's uncomfortable for you to have to admit that, because I think Liz was right on the fucking money. And she was very uncomfortable that people were going to hear Liz saying that.
So I would appreciate if you would call me back.
Oh my God.
No.
I feel so threatened. I feel threatened. Very threatened by Liz.
Not trying to be threatening or anything. I would truly like to clarify maybe where I'm missing something. So if you would please give me
I don't remember it, but I feel like Lauren is going to characterize somebody saying, I'm not trying to be threatening or anything, as, why would you say that? Why would you say threatening? If you weren't being threatening, why would you even say threatening? And my response to that is because they're dealing with Lauren, who is an overwrought moron and who likes to characterize things, in such a way that she comes off as the victim. So that's my take on that, Lauren.
a call back, I would appreciate it. My name is Liz, Liz. In case you don't remember, Liz.
That's true. I would appreciate it if you would call me back. Is pretty threatening. CHCH. Yes, you're correct. I missed that, obviously.
Liz. Don't want
to. So.
And at this point, literally everybody watching should have gone, that was not, what the fuck is this even? And clicked off and gone to watch that chapter, or True Crime Loser, and had a pleasant evening and forgotten all about this dummy. But she already had all those thousands of people primed to think that she's this lovely person.
At this moment, I'm having a panic attack about text messages being released. I'm worried about a friend whose feelings I've hurt. I'm worried about the potential.
She's worried about her friend whose feelings she hurt. Oh, there it is. Poe Moster. Not trying to be threatening equals I'm threatening. Lauren didn't even need to do it. Her gems fucking to the rescue, gems. Good job. My good God.
Potential of what this means. Thank you. I'm not trying to be threatening is exactly that. It's threatening.
Oh, fuck off, Lauren. I just want to read this nice little message I just got from Lisa, who says, thank you for everything you are doing and exposing Lauren. And it came with a $25 buy me a coffee. So thank you so much, Lisa. I'm very grateful for your generosity. Yes, where were we? With Liz threatening her by saying, please call me back. I would appreciate it.
And I am worried that a vulnerable conversation that I just had.
I'm worried makes you sound like less of a liar. I am worried is the classic failure to contract that liars do when they're lying. Lauren, you lying sack of lies.
Had with somebody in a courthouse now was recorded and being shared to people who might be calling me and threatening me. This was a very overwhelming moment for me.
She was extremely overwhelmed. I don't know if you guys are aware of how overwhelmed she was. She was very overwhelmed. Somebody asked her to please call them back because she was reaching out to talk to Lauren about the things that Lauren had said about her. So if you recall 20 minutes ago, as the 9-hour live flies, Lauren was telling us all about how nobody ever reached out to her and it was so unfair.
Very.
A lying liar who lies, a lying sack of lies. She lies, she lies. Lies, lies, lies. Lauren lies.
I can't even explain.
Here lies Lauren.
What I felt in that moment.
Yeah, because if you were to explain what you actually felt in that moment, you would reveal the fact that what you felt was absolute pants-shitting fear of being exposed for the absolute scumbag that you are. In spite of your earlier contention that you were devastated that people that you had been kind to didn't even reach out to you.
Thank you to the people who were there for me.
The pouty face is just my favorite, by which I mean it makes me want to smack her hard. And that's not a threat. It's just an impulse, one that I control.
And so after I received that text message, I sent the stalker a text message stating to please not share our conversations, that it was private.
Private. If you say it like that, you have to say it kind of a little bit louder than the rest of the sentence, and you also have to like kind of really emphasize it like hard. Then that means that you're breaking the law if you don't do what Lauren tells you after that. So Christina was warned, just saying.
And that I was feeling threatened.
She was feeling threatened. My goodness, how dare you threaten to expose the truth about me. It is just unconscionable. My God, how do you sleep at night, you people exposing scammers and liars? How do you sleep at night, you awful people?
And if we can pull that up, there are so many exhibits here.
Oh, there are so many exhibits here. There are so many. If we could just pull that up, people. This is going to all be part of the documentary. And the documentary is going to be called Christina. And I will be so fucking there for it when the time comes.
Hey, I would appreciate, this is what I wrote on April 9th. I would appreciate you not talk about our private conversation, which you described as vulnerable with other people.
Interesting. Because the last conversation, the last text was all about how I will love you and defend you for all of time because I was so very, 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 very wrong. Interesting.
Well, I have done this for you. Yet I am already getting calls about things I said to you in confidence, and I feel threatened. Do not screenshot or share private conversations.
Also, if she says that she feels threatened more than once, then that means that you're extra, extra, extra breaking the law if you don't do what she says.
That are meant to be private. Do not share things that I've said to you in private because they are considered private. And I reiterate this.
Yes, we are aware that you're repeating shit, Lauren. It's pretty obvious. And we are also aware that you think that because you repeated it a bunch of times, that Christina's not allowed to talk about you, which is completely false. So, Just Me says, who is she to demand anything? She's Queen Lauren, obviously. Queen Lauren. Yeah.
This is becoming a threatening matter, and I will have to take legal.
It's becoming a threatening matter, and she's going to have to take legal action. Oh, that happened pretty fast. Oh, you are the best person I ever knew in the whole world, and I am such a debased, horrible person for ever speaking ill of you that I am now going to have to get the law on your ass for talking about me.
Action if it continues. Stalker responds, Lauren, I can confidently say that what you're claiming is false. I haven't talked to anyone about our conversation. By the way, that's not true. I later learned that she did indeed record it, by the way, and then she put it on TikTok. So,
well, she did later put it on TikTok, but this is Wednesday, April 9th, as, Wednesday, April 9th at 8:50 p.m. I believe the first TikTok was June 14th. So where's your receipts for that, Lauren? Huh? She doesn't have that receipt. You know why? Let's see if you can guess why.
So we'll get to that. But Lauren, I can confidently say that what you're claiming is false. I haven't talked to anyone about our conversation. As for your other request, I think you already know that I'm not the one you need to worry about when it comes to sharing private conversations. In other words, shaming my ex-friends. I'll be honest.
Did she say shaming her ex-friends? Because I don't think that my read on that, now I'm not in Christina's head, never have been, but I think it's very plausible that what she meant was she was referring to the fact that the people she needed to worry about were the people that she really trashed, right? Not just Christina, who she said was annoying or whatever, right? Seems to me that what Christina is implying is that these people have a lot of dirt on you, and those are the people you need to worry about, right? I didn't even share our conversation, right? So Lauren's putting her personal spin on it and saying that, see, she's just shaming my ex-friends and saying that they're terrible people who will share private texts when she's the only terrible person sharing private texts, is what she's trying to imply.
Receiving a message like this, especially with accusations and threats, really puts salt in the wounds. I didn't expect that from you. Okay. A couple of...
Is she going to address that? Is she going to address the fact that Christina said, you're putting salt in my wounds and with these accusations? No. I mean, I know she's not, but just saying, did any hidden gem, even one, perk up their ears and go, wait a minute, why isn't she responding? Nope. Seems like not.
Of days later.
I mean, lots of them did eventually. And I know some of you people that were in the 9-hour live that night listening might even be here now. And I don't mean to shame anybody who, was taken in at first and then came to see the truth. So just saying, I get it. Once you find out about these people, you can't unsee it, but it can be hard to see it at first.
I was sent a Reddit comment by somebody.
Oh my God, somebody sent her a Reddit comment. How exhausting and upsetting and panic attack inducing.
And we learned that it was made by my stalker.
Oh, a Reddit post made by her stalker. What could it say? What could it possibly say, a Reddit post? Did she contact you? Did she come to your house? Did she go to your place of work? Did she threaten you? No. She made a post on Reddit. Oh, okay, I get it. Here we go.
A couple days later, alleging
that
I was plagiarizing and that I had poached an employee from another person in my... industry. I don't, oh, we have it. Here it is. Supposedly, Lauren.
So interesting, right? It's interesting because the whole thing that Lauren is so terribly upset about and is feeling stalked about and is ready to have people sent to prison for multiple decades about is people sharing her texts, her private texts, her group chat texts, her social media posts. And she's literally here doing exactly the thing that she is claiming to be stalked about. And she's doing it to 325,000 people, I think it was at this time. While Christina had like 300 followers on her TikTok. Even at this early on, she didn't even have the TikTok.
Lauren poached an employee, and the employee is recycling scripts that she did for Lauren. Not sure if this is one of those cases, but a friend of mine overheard the girl she poached from talk all about it at one of the trials. This isn't true. It was put on Reddit. And so I thought,
well, how do you know it's not true? So I still don't know about all of this. I know that Grayson worked for Annie Elise, and I know that then she came over to work for Lauren, and I know that there were definitely very obvious similarities between the scripts and everything, but I can't speak confidently about this because I really don't know. So I'm just saying, if you guys know for sure information about this, please feel free to share.
Who did this? Well, luckily, she left a lot of trails to confirm without doubt that it is my stalker. And we have that evidence. I'm not going to show
That did what? What? I don't care. I'm not going back.
it now, but we have the evidence. Because
she has the evidence, but she's not going to show you. So just believe her. Just believe her for now. She has evidence. She's not going to show you.
She has since deleted that and much of her public posts, but we have all of the evidence. It's her.
Right? Just take my word for it. Just take my word for it, people. And they do. It's awful.
And it was shocking to me. Again, I thought this was my friend and someone that was working for me. And now someone that's possibly sharing my conversations. What's going on?
People are finding out what a piece of shit you are, and they are telling other people what a piece of shit you are, lest anyone else get dragged into the morass that is Lauren Matthias. Like, what do you think friend groups do? Yeah, she has no idea, right? She thinks that friend groups go around stabbing each other in the back and being horrific, nasty betrayers. She has no idea that friends actually support each other.
That was made by my stalker alleging that I was plagiarizing and that I had poached an employee from another person in my industry. I texted my stalker requesting that she does not defend.
I texted my stalker, who has not texted me, is not interacting with me, has no interest in having anything to do with me, has made that clear. And so I texted her because she's my stalker. Okay.
Fame my business online.
And does nobody have critical thinking skills, people? You don't text your stalker, dude. That's not how stalking works. Maybe get Megan to explain it to you.
And that if she believes I am plagiarizing, to report me. In other words, if you believe I am plagiarizing, report me. I didn't tell her to stop talking. I actually said to her, if you think that I am plagiarizing, that's serious, and she should report me.
Why are you shouting at us? Oh, she's going to read it anyway. Here we go. Oh, God, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. This is why I didn't watch it the first time, people. It is terrible. It is terrible.
She denied they were her posts, despite evidence from her account, which I have again saved, showing it was her account. And after some back and forth, I blocked her as I began.
Oh, fuck off, Lauren. Jesus Christ. Difficult research, Krisha. Hi, nice to see you. Says the most underrated manipulation is that she and John and Grayson think their audience isn't smart enough to find them out. Just saying. Yeah. I mean, they have got 361,000 people following them. So I think they might be onto something there. Just saying.
To feel unsafe. She then sent me After I blocked her and after we both agreed, she said, I'm not going to continue this conversation with someone. And I said, you know what, you're right. At this moment, I don't know who she is. I don't know her intentions. I am feeling very threatened. I blocked.
God. The most boring woman alive is feeling very threatened.
Her. This relationship, unfortunately, sadly, is going to have to end.
Sadly.
She then sends me an aggressive email.
Lauren was very sad about that. I don't know if you can tell by the tone of her voice and the way she's yelling at you and calling this person a stalker repeatedly. She was very sad about that.
And in it, she states, Lauren, this is April 21st. Lauren, I was going to text you this directly, but it looks like it didn't go through.
Again, right? This one makes me laugh because she reads this out as though, like, look at how crazy she is. And it literally reveals how completely normal Christina is and what a lunatic Lauren is. So let's enjoy that.
So I'm guessing that you blocked me. Yes, I did. If that's the case, that's totally fine. Just be real about it. Hitting block.
I don't know. Lauren with her gotcha voice is just so twee. Like, how could anybody feel like they had been gotten the better of by this dummy blocking them?
After starting a fire doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a coward. On top of that, you're really out here playing the victim while casually coaching someone on how to trash a redacted creator on Reddit. Bold move, especially for someone who loves to preach about integrity.
Okay, just to say, shut up, Lauren, first of all, because you're boring and stupid. And I just want to just make sure that people see this because I know that I have a comment up hiding it, but please, everybody, enjoy this lovely comment from Jamie Martin. My gosh, Lauren, that's when you started the coughing. This was affecting your health, sweetheart. Broken heart emoji. Right? She had 11,000 people watching this bullshit and feeding her silly, broken, nasty ego.
Every 5 minutes. But hey, maybe encouraging anonymous hit pieces is just part of your brand. I wouldn't know. I've been too busy minding my own business and not anonymously running smear campaigns in the comment section. She meant on Reddit. Also, a fun twist. I now know that Reddit comment actually came from one of your own mods, and yet you still claimed it as your own when bragging to your old friends. So either you're lying to them or you're lying now. Take your pick. Do you prefer hypocrite or liar? Sincerely, Stalker.
So why would she read that out and think that that makes Christina look bad? That's my question. Is she that disordered that she thinks that that makes Christina look bad? Or is she just hoping that if she uses a nasty tone of voice, you know, the way Megan analyzes things by reading them out loud in a nasty tone of voice? I'm wondering if she thinks that the implications in her anger and her outrage are enough to carry this thing. And I think that based on the comments, I think that sadly they are.
I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, but she has added some screenshots to this email. Can we look at those screenshots? Do we have the screenshot?
Oh, isn't that interesting? Lauren has no idea what she's talking about. No idea. Isn't that convenient? How very convenient that she has no idea what she's talking about.
We're trying to pull them. We'll see if we can pull them. In it are alleged screenshots. I'll just explain it while Grayson's looking. In them are screenshots from a message.
Oh my God. How very dare Christina share screenshots? What's happening? Lauren's sharing screenshots? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was wrong, but apparently it's right when Lauren does it. Going on social media and talking shit about people is bad when Christina does it, but it's good when Lauren does it. Just making sure we're all on the right page.
The stalker has added, happens, we'll edit later. The stalker has added the reminder where we left off. And in the reminder where we...
How did she do that? Oh my God. Is she a ghost? She's a ghost stalker. I am frightened, you guys. I'm very scared for Lauren's health, for her well-being. It's terrifying.
Left off, I don't know. She is stating, I've never rewritten history. I've acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized, acknowledged your hurt. I'm not afraid to own my mistakes. And then we agree. Look at that. She agrees to be done engaging. We agreed. Or is that my text? Is that my text? This is my text that I'm like, this sounds more like me. Okay. This is me. So she says,
oh gosh, she's such an idiot. Right. I mean, you'd think, like, I mean, obviously anybody can make a mistake and, these things happen. But I do feel like she might remember her own messages in all this, considering that she nearly died of the terror. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like it might be imprinted on her little Lauren P brain a little better than it is. I think what's happening is that she's so tangled up in her lies that she can't keep shit straight.
reminder of where we left off. This is my text. I state that I've never rewritten history. I've acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized and acknowledged your hurt. I have never taken.
Right? I have performatively done the things that should get me off the hook. What's the problem here? Why am I not getting off the hook? This has always worked for me in the past. What's wrong with you people? Right? She's been pulling this shit all her life, and she's been getting away with it by sending these little fucking love bomby, generic bullshit apologies when she gets caught, right? And most people are not disordered fuckwad manipulating liars, accept her apology and believe that she's like them and move on, right? Well, Lauren never changes, but this time it's not working, right? These girls are not letting her off the hook, right? And it's very upsetting for her. And she's experiencing that. I have no doubt, right, that she is experiencing this as oppression because it's always worked in the past, right? She has always been able in the past to weasel her way out of her nasty behavior with a over-the-top apology and a grandiose statement of deep and abiding love for the person she's hurt. And it's not working with Christina because Christina is on to her.
Taken that back or pretended otherwise. Even my initial text today.
I'm going to go to the ladies' room while she reads this out.
I am not afraid to own my mistakes, as I am an honest and imperfect person who works to be self-aware and honest with my actions. Pointing out words written on your public account with a request you don't publicly defame me, and sharing that it hurts me in no way rewrites history or disregards what I have apologized for and owned. And I have owned it here today, tonight, too. I want to point out, I called her annoying. I hope one day that you'll be able to also do the same when you hurt people and make mistakes. We agree to be done engaging. I think that last paragraph was a mistake for me. That was a typo. Okay. But I was clearly trying to apologize then. So she puts this in an email after she calls me a hypocrite or liar, that. And then she shares other photos. And these other photos, do we have those? We're trying to find them. We might. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. So as we look for those, this is about the Ross Live. I said at the beginning of this month, PS, that I'm going to work to connect to all of you again. It's been a while since I've done a live. Here I am, real life. So as we try to look for those, what she sends me is an obscure.
Lauren's here to reconnect with the gems because the gems are the only ones that can save her from her own actions. That's my take on that little manipulation there.
Very obscure messages, kind of blurry. It looks like it's been passed around from a group chat I'm in. And I'm responding to someone who made a comment in Reddit, and I say, how's it doing? And the reason, I'm just going to tell you guys now. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here it is. I say, how's it doing? And then the person replies, my comment, I'm pretty sure it's the top one with a nervous emoji. So let me tell you what this is. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with the trial I've covered. Someone in this group text was following a creator, a podcaster, on a trial that I did not cover and knew nothing about. And they were disappointed that this podcaster got facts wrong because they were attending the trial. And I wasn't actually a part, those group texts where you really don't go in a lot. This was one of those happening. I wasn't even in the majority of this conversation. I didn't know what was going on. When I popped in, I saw all these things, and I saw that this person had actually fact checked that person, that creator, and posted about it under.
Okay, so unless you already know what's going on, this is really not easy to follow, right? So why is she doing that? Why is she doing this? Like, does she not realize that this is I don't know. I don't know what to say, right? There's part of me going, does she not realize that this is garbage and nobody wants to watch her going and then on the other hand, she had 11,000 people watching this at the time. She has received 461,000 views. They are up from the 325,000 viewers they had at this time. They lost so many, they went down to 313. Now they're up to 361. So it's part of what is so confounding about all of this is that she continues to be such a transparent idiot, and yet she seems to be too big to fail.
Her actual real name, not even anonymously, some things that this creator got wrong in a podcast. And this person quite liked the podcaster. So they were actually stressed about putting this up there and seemed worried about it. They said, the comment is there. I don't know how it's going to.
Does anybody know why she is so up in her snot about this? Because this doesn't seem very. It's so lame. God. Ugh.
I do. They're just kind of looking for feedback in like a group message. Wasn't a part of this conversation at all. And I pop in, I see that she is nervous, and I wrote, "How's it doing?" And if you know, her response ends with a worried face emoji when she says, "It's the top one." She doesn't know if that's good. That comment is still there, by the way, on Reddit, and it's absolutely harmless. It is somebody correcting facts about a trial they were following. I know none of the facts of this case, nor did I follow this podcaster on this case. I don't even know. I have known nothing about it. But I want you to know that this text has gone around for months with people telling me that I am doing smear campaigns on this podcaster. Top media people believe that I have smeared this.
You get that? Top media people believe that. And you know what that means? The message isn't that top media people believe this. The message is that top media people know who Lauren is. Right? That's the message. And I don't know how true that is, but who fucking cares? And that's like every single thing is a manipulation, right? There's always a message in the message with these people. Is she having a stroke here? Lover of bad puns? Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's been having a slow motion stroke for like a year now. Yeah. She can't, how very dare you question Lauren? She apologized. Duh. And anyways, as far as all that goes, I have no idea what she's talking about, and I have no idea what podcaster people think she's smearing. I don't know. I have no idea anything about that. But I do know I've seen texts of her smearing other podcasters. So this doesn't maybe that's what this is. Oh, maybe this is to try, because this one isn't true, then maybe nobody will believe the other ones. There you go. Makes sense. I don't know if this is true or not, but you know what I mean? This one seems like she could plausibly deny this. The other one's not so much.
Creator on Reddit that I tried to hurt her business. This has gone far and wide.
Right? Just like all your lies about people.
Because of that, I have no idea what that is about. And I have told several people that it's not true. And there's no evidence that I have ever.
What is that? I don't know. Why can't... one of the things that is hard about this whole thing for me is that she is this overwrought presentation the whole time. And it's hard to cope for people, right? Like when you watch a movie, there are scenes that are more, climactic, things build up. There's big, crazy car chases and scenes that are, and then they cut to the scene afterwards in the calm of the aftermath, because people cannot sustain this level of anxious, overwrought drama all the time, right? People need a break from it. That's part of why this is so hard to watch for me anyways. My God, she's exhausting. And I feel like Lauren is like this level of intensity as a person, like just to deal with her. I cannot imagine. Can you imagine having to share space with her, like intimate family home? Does not bear thinking about.
Ever tried to hurt this person's business. In fact, I have actually promoted.
I wish she could just say the sentence like in one smooth sentence without breaking it into chunky little bits of maybe 1 or 2 words.
This person's business, repeat.
It's like being drilled in your temple. I'm literally, I'm sorry, I can't even get through a sentence. It's so awful.
Repeatedly, source them, encouraged followers, collab with them.
Rock list. This is going to be a long night, ladies. Like, you just have to like hit pause and move on to the next video. Nobody's forcing you.
And try to help their business. But there is, and if anybody has heard this, a rumor that I have created fake accounts and tried to hurt my fellow creator or any creator. I will tell you right now, that is false.
Well, you can tell us that now, but it doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, I know you can't prove a negative, but she's saying that to get out ahead of all the texts that show that she did exactly that. So Lauren's, we're just here for the facts, man, right? It's it's very selective what she's prepared to share, right? I mean, I know you guys don't know all this.
Completely false.
She's so grandiose and idiotic at the same time. It's really a special combination.
Because even in my stalker's response to me, when I filed a civil stalking injunction,
even in my stalker's response to me when I filed the civil stalking injunction is how you could say that. You don't have to say even when my stalker filed the, you don't have to do it that way, Lauren. You're wearing yourself out, little girl, and you got a long way to go. Settle down. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. There's a girl. Settle down.
She claims that she has seen evidence of me hurting other people's businesses, yet cannot show a single moment where I actually have. Because I don't.
Oh my God, are you guys okay? Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my
God. Really quickly, do we have my response to her? I never read my response. Oh. So okay, this is my response on the screen. Got it. So I wrote, are we good?
You see, she's like, she can speak in a normal tone of voice when she's speaking to Grayson and she's not performing. It's when she immediately turns back to the camera. We go back to this herky-jerky nonsense. It's self-important, it's grandiose, it's attention-seeking, it's overly dramatic, and it makes me want to poke pins in my eyes to get away from how bad it is.
Are we safe? Okay. I wrote this person back, the stopper back.
Oh, stalker. You almost forgot to call her the stalker. Good save, Lauren. Good save.
I blocked you because I'm tired of being harassed and threatened by others who are
And then I unblocked you so that I could write back to you about this thing that you said because I cannot not have the last word. Block.
Informed and illegally sharing and taking private chats out of context. The only coward in this conversation is the one who is unable to acknowledge any wrongdoing whatsoever. So who is starting fires? And then I share, again, who is starting fires? Her Reddit comment. That's now been deleted from Reddit, by the way. When someone tells me to stop engaging, my response is,
but how are we supposed to know? She actually denied that was her, right, Christina? And she has blocked out the thing. So we are literally going on her word for it right now. That's it.
To stop. But here you continue harassing me in emails, even though I've blocked you. You've obviously are misinformed about this podcaster.
Even though I've blocked you, I'm going on and 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 on because I have to have the last word, Lauren.
Wrote an anonymous hit piece about this podcaster. That was written quite openly by the person who wrote it. Yes, a moderator and someone who attended that trial of this case daily. She was correcting some factual errors that this podcaster had made regarding a case that I never covered. It was never a hit piece, and it doesn't hide her identity, nor did I ever anonymously write the factual correction from court. That was somebody else. I asked how the comment was doing, which was supporting my friend, nothing more or less.
Oh my God. How are people listening to this and being like, oh, it's so terrible. She's been so wronged. Hi, Nini G. Nice to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Nini G says, wasn't she irritated when her so-called stalker didn't try and call her? Make it make sense. Yeah, that was one of the things. And if you guys haven't seen Lily in London's beautiful, it's like a 13-minute long or 15-minute long or something response to Lauren's 9-hour live that she just did off the cuff right at the time that it all happened. She kind of opens with that whole idea of like first stalking victim I've ever heard of whose phone is silent.
I'm not sure how that has anything to do with smearing someone. Journalists typically adhere to factual analysis, unlike your correspondent.
Right? Oh God, there is so much to clip out of here, right? Journalists usually adhere to factual analysis. So I am going to get Lauren, clip her somewhere saying that she's an investigative journalist. And then I'm going to clip her saying that. And then I'm going to clip her listening to Megan Connor slander the Cox family all over YouTube without any evidence, without any facts, without any thought for anyone but her own selfish advancement.
Which is creating a false and defamatory narrative about me based upon your distortion of the facts and the misattribution of a post that I never wrote. But why let facts get in the way of your far-fetched and false narratives about me? I blocked you and agreed to stop engaging, but I guess you had to have the last two words because apparently you have no flaws.
I guess you had to have the last word, she says, as she unblocks Christina to have the last word. Beautiful.
And I've never made a mistake. So I will ask, please do not contact me. The fact that you continue to contact me after I blocked you leads me to question my safety.
Shut up, Lauren. You're literally manufacturing evidence again here, because if you really didn't want her to contact you, you would say, don't contact me. And then you would block her on all social media platforms. And that would be the end of it in terms of your responsibility to respond to her. And then and then if she continued reaching out and continued making different accounts and continued doing all that stuff, then you might have concerns that somebody was trying to stalk you. This is a manufactured pile of shit to get yourself out of trouble for all the things you did. And also to say that, again, I don't know all the ins and outs of this incident that she's talking about, so I can't comment on who was in the right or in the wrong. But the fact that, like, even if somebody is in the wrong about this particular incident, the fact that Lauren is a known liar, that we have seen her lie, that we have watched her manipulate, and we know exactly what she's capable of, means that it's perfectly reasonable for us to think that she might have been lying in this case, right? So for her to act like it's so beyond the pale that anybody might think she's lying when she's been caught in multiple lies multiple times is another manipulation. How very dare you accuse me, the pathological liar of lying? How very dare you?
Are you going to show up my home next since you know where I live and berate me until you believe your false narratives about me are proven to your confused satisfaction? I'm also asking you to stop.
Did I just hear her say, what are you going to do next? Show up at my house? Like, what the literal fuck? This woman is not scared of Christina. This is ridiculous. I don't remember this. I don't remember ever hearing this. What are you going to do? Show up at my house and berate me? You wish. You fucking wish she would show up at your house and berate you, you dumb bimbo.
Stop posting lies and false information about me publicly, which negatively impacts my business. If you continue to harass me, I will.
She's literally out here posting lies about Christina and defaming her. And this is, like it's called defamation per se, right? When you accuse someone publicly of a crime that they didn't commit, that person doesn't have to prove that you harmed their reputation, right? That's defamation. And Christina did not stalk her. The judge made that very clear. And Lauren knows that. We're not talking about like, oh, it was a couple years ago and it's all hazy in her memory now. It was a couple of weeks before this that the judge very plainly told her. And we all know exactly what he said. And I'm not going to repeat it now, but yes.
Be forced to take legal action. Okay. And I know that was strong. I know it was. But
she knows that was strong. She was just being strong, because sometimes you have to be strong. Normally, normally she's very gentle. She's like receptive, and she's feminine. She is the universal mother, Lauren Matthias, who John Matthias thinks that, Christina would have benefited by being reparented by the very soft and gentle and motherly Lauren Matthias. But she had to be tough in this instant. People, please understand. She was protecting her family. Her family. Sorry. Her family. There. Got to get it right.
But at this point, I am shocked. I realize that she's recorded me in a courthouse. I realize that she is defaming me online. She just called me a hypocrite and a liar.
When did she defame you? Hey, Dental Lori. Please give us an example of the defamation of how she defamed you. One example. One. Please. One. I'm begging you, Lauren, just one.
And she is taking a text with me asking, how's it doing? Completely out of context. And now is stating that I am hurting other people's businesses. So now.
But she's actually said, right, if we go back and look at what you just said about 2 minutes ago, she actually said that wasn't her. And then you just blew right past that and continue to claim that it was her. So since the only thing that you've showed us is redacted, there's literally no way for us to believe that. And, you're using this, I'm redacting her name, to make it look like you are this considerate, caring person who's not trying to expose her to the entire internet. When in fact, what you're doing is hiding evidence that would prove that what Christina is saying is true. And what you're saying is a big, huge pack of lies. Lauren Matthias, lying sack of lies.
I'm plagiarizing people and I am hurting other people's businesses, two things of which I have never done.
Two things of which she has never done. Not sure what it is that she's not saying, but from what I understand, compressed lips are usually indicative of something somebody is not saying. I'm going to go ahead and say she's not telling us the truth.
So I'm very concerned, and she's reached out via email. I don't know what's going on at this moment.
Fear not, Brenda K. Bookman says she's going to get the vapors, because I'm pretty sure that Grayson will be there with the smelling salts to lovingly support Lauren through her attack of the vapors. So in case you were concerned, Nurse Grayson is very handy.
So,
Lauren, you lying sack of lies. Which lie shall I tell next? Let me think. How should I craft this narrative?
all right. Where was I?
You were lying. You were lying about Christina so that you could escape the consequences of your own behavior. That's where you've been for the last, it's like almost a year now. It's a year. No, it's more than a year. It's more than a year now since Bovie talked to Christina.
Thank you. So on April 15th.
We're literally 6 days into this. God, I wonder it took 9 hours.
I was confronted by a friend. And by the way, at this point, these women that I mentioned at the beginning, they've all become very close. They actually have a text.
Yes, Maury says get her a fainting couch. Also a rape whistle. Because yes.
Thread together called the Seven Gatherers. It's named after, Melanie and Zulema. And
oh my God. Did you hear that? It's proof. It's proof. It's proof. It's proof, people. It's proof. It's proof that Lauren doesn't know what proof is, and that she is bringing in evidence to, it's character evidence that really doesn't have any place. Right? It's got fuck all to do with anything.
Lori Vallow, who had the same text thread, they call themselves.
Yeah, Lauren was so empathetic about all of that. She just thought Tylee was a bitch. That's all, and that Kresha had a broken brain, and that Summer was a liar, and that the Cox family were a whole bunch of psychopathic murderers. But that's it. That's it. Just that. Just and only that.
The 7 gatherers, very happy for their friendship. They're posting pictures of each other at the courthouse. I'm happy that they all get along. But as you know, I think one of
I mean, my God, she's happy that they all get along. Are you fucking kidding me? She is jealous as fuck that all those people get along. It makes her so mad. She stays awake at night figuring out how to make them not all get along. Sorry. Sorry. I don't even know what that was. Sorry.
of them is a bit of a bully. And I had shared this with my stalker as well. So on April 15th, 2025, I was confronted by a friend of the stalker named Janice.
We're going to see again, right? Janice reaches out to try to talk to her, right?
At the same court.
This is her complaint, right? None of these people reached out to me. When they, yeah, right, Lucia? I hope not. I hope it was Grayson. I'm a little bit scared of Lauren, honestly. Oh, God, I got distracted again. What is she saying? Sorry.
House. This incident is on film. And before we play it.
Oh, yeah, the Janice thing, right? Yeah, well, she's so scared of Janice. Oh, my God. But her big complaint is that none of these people reached out to her. And so far, we've had 3 people reach out to her. And she has cried and called them all stalkers and said that they're threatening her. So, again, there will be more clipping.
I want to share a little bit more. She had, I had mentioned that she had often filmed Kay and Larry and others outside the courthouse. And it's fair. You can record people.
Oh, God. Coming from Lauren Matthias, it is very rich to hear her talking about anybody doing anything with the families of Lori Vallow and the victims of Lori Vallow.
In public. It's fair game. It's uncomfortable. And I think there comes a point where it can be considered harassment.
What do you think? Is it comfortable for you to jump across fucking chairs to get to the witnesses, to get them to come on your lunchtime live? Is that uncomfortable or is that okay? Is that all right? Or is that exploitative? What about all the don't flatter yourself t-shirts that you made money off of? Was that okay? Did that make anybody uncomfortable? Or was that exploitative at all? Or was that okay? Seems like a lot of these things are okay when Lauren does them. But she takes issue with anybody else doing them. Interesting.
When someone is filming you all the time.
By which I mean boring as fuck and extremely predictable. And again, half of the evidence that we have in here is Lauren's recordings of these other people. So,
and what I had been noticing is that, and Grayson had been noticing, because Grayson was with me at this trial and she was my producer at this time, that she filmed me and Grayson everywhere we went. And it was
again, I just don't believe that. What I have heard from all of the women in this situation is that every time they turned around, these 2 idiots were filming them, and they would be trying to get away from them, and they were literally following them in and out of, like Grayson would follow them into the bathroom, and then as soon as Grayson got there, they would leave, and Grayson would just immediately follow them back out of the bathroom again, right? Like not even pretending otherwise. So again, like that's why there should be an evidentiary hearing in these cases, right? And that's why Lauren should not have gone online and done all this, because she is literally giving one side of the story. And she's the one who is actually defaming Christina. I believe it's over 400 times in this video alone.
Uncomfortable. So thank you, Kelsey Benson Rising, she filmed Colby too. She filmed people all the time, and Kay and Larry.
Okay, I'm going to have to clip this again with the video of her jamming her microphone in Larry's face while he is literally trying to regain control of his grief. And she's there with her camera and her microphone. So One rule for me, another for thee.
And so I was walking into court late, and I was on the phone with my
And none of her gems pick up on this. None of them think back to like all the times that she was shoving her camera in Kay's face at the memorials and things like that, where she was so desperate to have people see that she was present with Kay and Larry at the memorial that she invaded her grief to put her on camera. All of this is getting clipped, Lauren. All of it's getting clipped. Lauren in her own words, right next to Lauren's own actions. And I will enjoy every minute of it.
my husband, John, the only time I can catch up with him. And as I walked up to the courthouse, I noticed that Janice was out there.
And I was just innocently in my virginal white dress with the wind in my hair and thoughts of my beautiful family. I had just spoken to my adoring husband, whom I adore in return, and we were making plans for our beautiful baby son when these people came up and destroyed my innocence with their nastiness.
Standing there with no apparent reason to be standing there. And I thought,
is she going to reach out to me?
oh no,
Oh no.
oh no, my heart sunk. What if she's waiting for me? And so for safety,
Am I going to have to face the shit that I did? Are people that I talked crap about going to come up and ask me about that crap? How terribly unfair. My virginal white dress might get some smuts on it in the process. It just doesn't bear thinking about. Oh my God. 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 It's okay, people. Grayson is here to help me. It's okay. It's okay.
which I had started to do because she's good friends with my stalker. In fact,
good friends with my stalker. Oh my God. My stalker has good friends. Weird. For such a terrible person, how come she has so many good friends? It's all very confusing.
saw my stalker and she had confronted me in the courthouse. She'd actually been with Janice. They had been together. And it made me nervous. So I said, John, I've got to go.
Why did it make you nervous? Why? Why were you nervous? What did you think was going to happen? Did you think they were going to wipe their feet on your virginal image? Their dirty stocking feet? Not that kind of stocking feet.
Someone's here outside the courthouse and I'm scared and getting worried about everything. And he knew everything.
I'm scared. And John knew I was scared because I've been telling him for like at least 5 days how scared I was of these scary girls who were so scaring me. It was very scary. My producer had to keep a watch over me. It was so scary.
Going on.
She couldn't let me do lunchtime lives alone because I was so threatened that they were going to come and attack me. They were going to attack me with their words and talking. It was terrible.
I'm going to just put my phone camera on just in case. Because I'm just worried.
For me, I was just doing it, and it was self-defense recording when I did it.
And that is why.
Interesting, though, right? Because you're going to see it, and I'm sure you've all seen it before. She's going to walk up, and she's going to say to Janice, are you recording me? Please don't record me. And Janice is going to say, okay. And she's going to put her phone down and not record her. So I do have to admit, at least this one time, that is extremely terrifying. I am extremely terrified by that.
My phone camera was on. It was just in case. And I was walking.
It was just in case. It was just in case. It was only just in case. I wasn't manufacturing evidence. It's very important that you guys understand that it was just in case. I just had my phone on just in case. They had their phones on in a very aggressive turning on of phones. You could hear when they turned it on. It went like beep, like so loud, right? It was very aggressive. But mine was just like beep, beep, just a little self-defense recording. I was just protecting myself. It was self-defense.
Into the courthouse. That was my goal. The doors were right there. And unfortunately, I got scared.
Those ballet flats are pretty terrifying, the Olap. You got to admit it. You got to admit it. There's no spinning the ballet flats. I don't think you could spin the ballet flats. I don't think you can. I don't think there's any way.
gonna stop and play the first video I have.
Oh my God, I wasn't ready. I nearly died of fright for Lauren. Oh my God, it's awful. It's so awful. Oh my God, look, you can see her feet. You can see the ballet flats from here. Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Are you going to be okay? I'm worried.
Are you recording me? Please don't.
Did you see that? She was putting her hair behind her ears. Did you see that? She's wearing a twin set.
Please. So that was the first one. Unfortunately, my nervousness.
In her nervousness, she unfortunately stopped recording. It was not a manipulation. Janice did not walk away because Lauren asked her to. That's not why there's an edit. That's not why. It's because it was an accident when she was self-defending. That's all. Just so you understand. Just so you understand.
Ended. I want you to know too that Denise.
I want you to know that honestly, you guys. It's scary. I feel scared.
Later wrote a declaration, and in her declaration,
oh my God, she declared something. Janice, the ballet flats bully. She declared things, you guys. Oh my God.
To the court, she actually stated that I approached
to the court. Is everybody okay? It's almost too much. I don't know if I can carry on. I'm glad you guys are here. It's very scary.
Her.
Please do not talk to me.
Really
I feel threatened.
Well, I need to talk to you about the stuff you said.
Please do not talk to me. I feel threatened.
Okay, I feel threatened.
Okay, this sound. I gotta slow it down. I gotta slow it down for this because it doesn't come off right at all. Because Janice is not fucking threatening. I mean, she's badass. Do not get me wrong, but she's not fucking threatening. Lauren, you dumb.
Is a bit of a bully, and I had shared this with my stalker as well. So on April 15th, 2020, was out there.
Sorry.
I took this recording to the bailiff.
Oh.
And I said,
sorry, you guys. Sorry.
Could you stated that I approached her?
Please do not talk to me.
Really
I
not.
feel threatened.
Well, I need to talk to you about the stuff you said.
Please do
about
not
me.
talk to me. I feel threatened.
Okay, I feel threatened by the things you're saying about me.
So then let's stay away from each
That is very threatening, the way she stopped and put her hand on the door and said, okay. I don't know if you guys know, but that's like secret speak for I have intentions to harm you physically. I'm going to attack you here in the courthouse, in the seat of law enforcement. That's secret speak for that. So
other. I think that you're a bully. Please stay away. I feel threatened.
Oh, really, Lauren?
Did you see how Janice didn't follow her? Did you see that? Did you see how she said, oh, really? Lauren, did you see that? Are you guys okay? Is everybody okay? I feel like we need to pause for a little minute and just do some self-care. A little bit of self-care. I'm very terrified. Thank you, Just Jamie. I feel a little bit less terrified because of the sunshine. Thank you. You were very kind. I just need to calm down a little bit. Those ballet flats are steel-toed. I was thinking the same thing. Probably steel shank as well, right? So she could just like give her up like a throat kick and she'd be finished. She'd be done. She'd be toast. That would be the end of Lauren Matthias. And she came this close to dying on the steps of the courthouse. Just terrifying. Terrifying. I mean, that Janice. She's so brazen.
Okay. So after
again,
this,
shut up. We got to speed up again. We'd like to hear Janice on regular speed because Janice is not a psychotic lunatic.
moment in this recording after this happening so often, I took this recording to the bailiff and I said, could you request this person just to stay away from me? She records me all the time.
The fun part about this story is that the bailiffs were on side with the other girls and were like, hey, stalker, ha, 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 laughing because Lauren's an idiot And who would come and threaten somebody on the steps of a courthouse if they weren't completely out of their mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, come on, Lauren, is that what you're trying to say about Janice, really? Does anybody really think that Janice was going to attack you on the steps of the courthouse, for the love of God? And I mean, wasn't she just screaming and crying about how dare people record her in the courthouse or on like, I mean.
She records my producer all the time. He is friends with someone that is harassing me in emails and accusing me of things I didn't do. And
she records your producer all the time. Is that when you and your producer go into the places where she already is? Is that when that happens? Just curious.
And we just need to attend this public trial in peace. I can be around people that don't like me. I get it. Not everyone likes me.
Right. Okay. Just CH. Thank you for mentioning that, because I was always a little unclear about this. So there was no police report. Is that right? That they just said that they had put in a police report? Hey, Suma Lapos, nice to see you. Right? Because I'm like, where's the police report? Why don't we have the police report? So there never was one. So that makes perfect sense. But this is the one that she pretended, yes, that they had to have a police report because she was being stalked by the stalkers at the courthouse.
You know, I can be really annoying too. I think I'm probably really annoying in this live. Could you have?
Well, she gave 1 second to the fact that she's probably pretty annoying in this live. So you gotta give her credit for being self-aware for 1/2 a second.
Her stay away. The bailiffs saw the videos. They saw what was going on. They spoke to Janice and they requested.
And they laughed about what an idiot Lauren Matthias was. Oh, how they laughed. They shared a good laugh, those people.
Her to stay away from me. Because
they didn't actually tell her to stay away from her. They might have said, yeah, it's probably best if you just stay away from her, because she seems like she's kind of a loose cannon and she might accuse you of shit. So it's probably just best to steer clear of her. That I can believe. Stay away from her or else. I do not believe.
Because of the way she approached me. And they also said, look, maybe don't film her all the time. She also admitted in her declaration, by the way.
Yeah, they said that to you though, right? I mean, because you're the one that was filming her, right? You're the one who was showing them the videos of her. So why would they tell her not to film you? You dumb bitch. It just doesn't even make sense, Lauren. You're a lunatic.
The court that she does record a lot of people. She tried to show that it wasn't what, we thought, and she wasn't as close, but yes, that's her thing. So then I tell her,
okay, shut up, Lauren, because we're over here to compliment Suma Loudmouth. Michelle Damatis says, I caught the tail end of your live tonight, and I just wanted to tell you I love your hair. It looks fantastic. And I want to second that emotion. I did not catch the tail end of your live. I'm sorry. I'll go watch it later. But your hair is looking amazing lately. You've had a little bit of a switch up, and you look fan-fucking-tastic.
I'm feeling threatened. Okay. Janice was told by the bailiffs that she needs to leave me alone and stay away from me.
Again, right? So that's her version of events, is a very other version of events. Moving on.
Fast forward to, hold on, I got some notes here.
Fast forward past all of the machinations behind the scene and all the phone calls to the police and all the efforts to get people arrested. Is that what she means?
Here. Okay. So then on June 19th, 2025, I received word.
So we've gone from April 16th to June 19th or some dumb thing like that. So I think she's yada-ing some of this, no?
That things were going to go public and that people wanted my head on a platter. And that is a quote.
That's a quote from Gigi, who she pestered relentlessly in spite of knowing that Gigi's grandmother was at that time in the ICU and facing the end of her life, and that Gigi was there with her grandmother. But Lauren's overwrought fears that people were going to find out what a twat she is were more important than that. So also, people wanting your head on a platter literally just means people want accountability from you. And she's going to frame it again to mean that people are coming to cut her head off and carry it around on a big silver plate, parading through the street with it. Because, right, yeah, that's... In her ballet flats, Janice keeps an extremely sharp, kind of a machete type scythe, sort of scalpel type device. Obviously, I'm joking.
A lot of people that are really pissed off and they want my head on a platter. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. This is the word for word recording of Gigi that was illegal, that Lauren lied to the police about, that she's not going to tell you all that context. She's just going to get you all hyped up about heads and platters and things.
Yes, here he is. Here it is. Now, this is a creator that Grayson called. And this,
I also, honestly, I mean, I'm not in Gigi's head. I don't know Gigi personally. I have never met her. I have never spoken to her about this. She very much has handled all of it with aplomb, and she chooses to stay out of it as she continues to run her extremely professional and informative channel. But to my mind, Gigi might have been feeling just a titch of annoyance with Grayson and Lauren at this time, and that she may have spoken a little bit more plainly because that little titch of annoyance that she was feeling, that in my opinion was perfectly warranted. So I don't know that that's true. I'm just saying it seems very plausible to me that Gigi might have been feeling extremely fed up with the hidden true crime family at this time. So she may have not couched the message in as gentle a,
this is verbatim from them,
bed of feathers and clouds and cotton candy and unicorns as would have made Lauren comfortable. But still, I'm prepared to give her a pass.
On June 19th. The only thing that I can tell you is there are so many people right now that are pissed off, that are calling for her head on a platter. It's pretty much the message I can get. That's pretty much all I know. It's just been a lot of mean things. And just in the first time text or a text from someone I don't know too regularly, and it's like, oh my God. I just think from the messages I've seen, I would prepare for something publicly at this point. I don't know how or when. I just tell people I don't want to know what's happening. So that way I can truly say I have no clue.
Right? And Lauren can't pick that up. She can't pick up on that message of please fuck off and leave me out of your silly nonsense. And the only reason I'm responding to you is to get you to shut up and fuck off and leave me alone. She's not super insightful, our Lauren.
There are a lot of people that are really, 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 really pissed off right now. And that's really all I know. People are mad. I would say brace yourself based on a few things that I have heard here and there. Something's in the works. A couple of messages I got were, keep an eye on your notifications because we're going to blow this shit up. I don't want to say it's over. It's kind of just getting ramped up. And that's reading the text messages I've gotten. Brace yourself. Something's going to go big. Something's going to go viral. I'm not touching it. I'm not getting my hands dirty.
Again, I'm not entirely sure I even believe all of that at the end bits. But again, like it's going to blow up and brace yourself and all that kind of stuff. None of that is threatening. That's all like a hyperbolic way of talking about things, right? We all talk like that. We all use metaphor to talk about. We talk about things blowing up. That doesn't mean we're going to come and bomb somebody in their home, right? It doesn't mean that anybody is getting threatened. People are really, really pissed off is a statement of fact. It's not a threat. People, it sounds to me like basically she's saying that people want accountability from you. And if you're not going to give them the accountability, then they're gonna, they're gonna share the truth. There is nothing threatening in any of this. The fact that Gigi was maybe a bit pissed off and maybe a little bit loose-lipped means nothing. None of this means anything. It only means anything in Lauren's overwrought, terrified, I've been caught mind.
End quote.
End quote.
So what did I do? That was absolutely devastating.
I called the police. She called the police. That's what she did. She called the police, and she sicked the police on Gigi and Stephanie and Colette and Christina and Janice because people were gonna hear about what she'd been up to.
Devastatingly frightening to me. I had no idea what that meant.
She knew exactly what it meant. What the fuck are you talking about? She knew exactly what it meant. God, I pity the fools that are so naive that they think Lauren didn't have any idea what this meant.
And so I decided to call the police because at that point, I am fearful for my safety.
At that point, I was fearful for my safety is the correct way to say that. You said I called the police because at this point, I am afraid for my safety. So of all the things to pick apart, your grammar pisses me off less than your lies. So, but it still sucks.
With such a vague threat. And the police.
It's not really a vague threat. It's really not a vague threat at all. She talks about the texts. She talks about the things that people have heard. Mr. Bright Breakfast too. Yes, sorry, didn't mean to leave him out. Yes, she sicked the cops on Mr. Bright Breakfast. And then she sicked herself on Mr. Bright Breakfast.
We're going to get to this later. Stick with me. Well, yeah, we're going to
stick with me for 9 hours and keep sending those super chats because that's the only thing that really helps to heal my wounded self.
Later, but the police called my stalker and she recorded that phone call. But let's not play that yet.
She recorded that phone call. She informed the cop that she recorded that phone call. And you know who else recorded that phone call, little Lauren? Any thoughts on that? Investigative true crime journalist, court reporter, Lauren? Any idea who else was recording all of that? Any thoughts in the little pea brain? Single thought, any thought at all? Any awareness, any knowledge of true crime? Law enforcement, anything like that? Apparently not.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
She was just doing devil horns with her fingers there, people. I think that's significant.
Let's fast forward. So let's go a little bit.
That's what you were saying, Krisha.
Let you know this. After I called police, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit. 3 days later, 3 days after I called police because of that vague threat. They want my head on a platter. They're going to blow this shit up.
We are going to get to that, Lauren. We are going to get to it. We're going to get to all of it. We're going to get to every last stinky lie and manipulation that you told to that cop, starting with when he walked through the door and Grayson said that you were being extorted by people who had hacked your iCloud. Whew, lying to the police. Interesting. The Platter Police. The Platter Police is like the police, the band, because records used to be called Platters. Oh my God, amazing. Sting is here with us in spirit.
Fast forward to June, and my stalker created both a TikTok and an Instagram account solely about me, where she continues to this day to post harmful things about me in an effort to expose me. And she uses that. They're going to expose.
Yeah, we are. We're doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Right now. She was correct about that. They're going to expose her. It's not against the law and it's not stalking, but she is right.
Me. She posts like every other day. It's just been going on for months. She's obsessed with me.
The timing, Deanne. I love that. Every breath you take, she's obsessed with me. You wish that she was obsessed with you, Lauren, because then you would have a leg to stand on.
The first TikTok about me posted on her personal page. So she started out on her art.
And how many TikToks did she post altogether? I don't know. It was a couple of dozen. There was not 70 TikToks about Lauren. That falsehood made it all the way around the fucking globe before anybody could straighten it out. But I think all told, right? God, just at a guess off the top of my head, maybe all of Christina's TikToks amounted to a complete, at the complete total outside, maybe 40 minutes of content, not naming Lauren. That's a total outside guess, right? I think it's probably significantly less than that because some of them are only a few seconds long, honestly.
art page, her regular Instagram page. The first TikTok about me on her personal page, and later she decided to post it. She created a new page that was actually.
Did she mention your name, Lauren? Did she mention your name even once in those TikToks? Just curious if she mentioned your name. And if she didn't mention your name, how did you know it was about you? Just curious.
Actually confirmed by Lindsay when she took the stand that this was created about me because she just didn't want it all on her art page. So they decided to.
She didn't say that it was all about you and she didn't want it on her art page, but she did say she didn't want it on her art page, which makes sense. I mean, why would she want a totally, completely different subject on her art page, right? Don't make sense. Don't make no sense, Lauren. What makes sense is that she started a different account to talk about the subject of red flags in friendships. So I'm not sure that you think this is proof of something, but it is not.
Start a separate page all about me.
Right? I mean, honestly, Lauren wishes that somebody would start a whole thing all about her because it literally wasn't about her. She was the example, but it was about red flags in friendships, right? And about narcissism and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that Lauren was the example doesn't mean that it was about her. Just saying.
And the first TikTok about me posted on her personal page and later on her targeted page, so she posted it twice, is her telling her friends that I wanted to use my brother's sperm with an egg donor.
So wasn't my understanding of this story is that Lauren was beacon off in the lineup to the courtroom and she was blabbing for anybody that was within earshot about how she was considering, they were considering harvesting her brother's sperm so that his familial line could continue on. And she was considering the possibility of carrying his child, being a surrogate for his child. So she was beacon off to anybody who would listen. But apparently anybody else mentioning that it's very deeply wounding to the privacy of her family. So just for anybody who didn't quite know, here we go.
So that I or a surrogate could carry his baby. And before you play this, she is referring to my brother that.
She's not refurbing anything, Lauren. She's referring to, but that is the least of your crimes.
Died in March.
Oh, here we go. She's talking about my brother who died in March. Just remembering that Lauren was talking to anyone who would listen about her brother who died in March. Because the message was how selfless and victim-centered Lauren is. That was the real message, right? And that was the message that she was trying to spread around to everybody, if only they had ears to hear. But that nasty Christina, she went and misinterpreted the whole thing. Lauren was just explaining about what an amazing and selfless and giving and generous person she was. And Christina had to turn it into something ugly by talking about her brother. Her brother. Her dead. Brother. Her dead brother. Hey, baby, you want to come say hi? Come on.
My brother.
I think this is where I got the screenshot from for the thumbnail. It's very emotional.
Brother was in an accident. I loved him so much.
She loved him so much. She really did. She loved him so much because he was her brother. And she knows that people love their brothers. And she felt some kind of a way about him. And so she just assumed that was love because she is human. And it is her faith is human.
My heart is broken.
Broken. It is broken. It is broken. Broken, I tell you. I feel like there should be a harpsichord accompanying this if it's so baroque in. Bring it over here. Come and say hello to everybody.
I was like his mother. He was born when I was 7.
He was like his mother. He was born when she was 7. Oh my god. She was like his mother.
years old, and I loved him so much. And
He's the dude that bought the Wu-Tang Clan album, for anybody who didn't know, because he thought he was going to get rich off it.
I have to be covering these trials, these Daybell trials. My brother needed me, but I went because I wanted justice for the Daybell victims, and I cared.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, right? Lauren wanted justice for the Daybell victims. Did you know that? Because she's pretty unusual. And also that's why she went. Because it's not possible they could not have gotten justice if Lauren wasn't there. She had to leave her brother's bedside when he was dying. That wasn't her fault. Everybody needed justice, and the only way they could get it was if Lauren was there. And her brother understood because he wanted justice too, even though he was dying. That is how ethical the Matthias, the Johnson family are. Amazing, amazing people. We should all look up to them and emulate them.
The first Daybell trial that I ever covered.
The first one that she ever covered, there were so many. You guys, it was the worst one. Sorry, she just is insufferable by herself. We have to make fun.
He had been in his accident just the week before.
Oh no!
My family rushed to his side, and he was going to invest in hidden true crime.
Oh my god, he was going to invest, and then he died. But maybe there's still some way she can get her hands on that super lucrative Wu-Tang Clan money.
And I knew that he would want me to cover the trial. I knew
She knew it, even though she was unconscious. They were so in tune. She and her brother, they were both very justice focused. They were very focused on justice. I don't know if you know that he's a lawyer. He's very justice centered, very victim centered, very. She knew.
He knew how much I cared about the victims in the Daybell case.
She knew how much it meant to Lauren. He knew all about it. Everyone who knows Lauren knows how very victim-centered she is.
And so instead of rushing to my brother's side in 2023, I went to the Lori Vallow trial instead.
Yeah. Ancient Teapot says, I can't take this bit. And I'm just going to say, yeah, me neither, apparently, because I can barely listen to her. So, she's explaining this. It was only because of justice. She did it because of justice. She is pretty much the lady of the justice, with the thing and the blindfold and the thing. That is basically Lauren. Basically, that's Lauren. That is basically Lauren. So he understood. Now, but everybody is mischaracterizing it as Lauren
because just
being a selfish, self-important bitch. But that's not what happened.
Justice for JJ Tylee.
Justice for JJ and Tylee, whose names I'm going to drop a lot of times. Oh my goodness, I need some more screenshots, you guys. Screenshots of Lauren's pain. Imagine her pain. Law and Order was going to stream her pain.
Tammy was so important.
Tammy, you guys, Tammy. Exploiting victims right in front of your face, right? Every one of those people is a victim, and she's using their names to get pity on the internet. Like, quite apart from the fact that she completely exploited them in her reporting of the case, this is fucking beyond the pale.
To me, and I knew that my little brother would want me there.
She knew he would want her there because he is a very ethical and a principled buyer of Wu-Tang Clan albums, you guys. He also is a very, he hires people who have lost their law licenses only because he has such a big kind heart, and those people need jobs in the law too.
His funeral, he died
That's the other brother. Sorry, I'm confusing the brothers. Sorry.
in March of this year. And his funeral was the end of March.
His funeral was the end of March. March, you guys, it was the end of March. It was so close to the Ides of March that I thought maybe I was gonna get murdered by all the senators. It was terrifying, you guys. I nearly got killed in the Senate by all these people betraying me. I mean, you guys don't understand. Nobody understands what I've been through.
Just the week before I attended the Brandon Boudreaux trial.
Oh my God! How does he do it? Oh my gosh, literally, what the fuck is she even talking about? It was the week before I attended the Brandon Boudreaux trial. How very dare you take me to task for my shitty behavior a week before the Brandon Boudreaux trial? What are you even thinking, you awful people?
I was dead.
Like, seriously, what is her problem with Kleenex? Why my pause game is on fire, or she is just a phony loser every minute. It's possible that she's a phony loser every minute. I admit it.
Devastated. And I want everybody to know, by the way, at that Brandon Boudreaux.
By the way, you guys, I want everybody to know that it's a Brandon Boudreaux trial. I nearly died of integrity. Oh my God, I was so principled.
Boudreaux trial, I was, the end of it, shunned by everyone.
Shunned! The ancient art of shunning fucktards out of your community is, you know, there was a reason why people was shunned, Lauren. It's because they were not community minded, right? They did not have a community mindset. And the community, in order to protect itself, right? They ousted the fuckface. So that's what's happening to you, fuckface.
And I didn't know what was going on, and I'm fast forwarding.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that later.
Later. It's gonna be soon because I'm fast forwarding. So it's gonna be later, but sooner rather than later. Does that make sense, you guys? I need to get a drink.
My brother was never he was not in a coma when we had these.
I was not in a coma. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Never.
Conversations about what we should do.
Right. I mean, people do have those conversations, and that's perfectly fine. And it's a perfectly reasonable thing to discuss these subjects because they do come up. And talking about them is acceptable in a community that might be faced with a situation wherein harvesting someone's procreative material might be an option, right? I mean, typically it might be the wife of the person who is wanting to, just saying. Lost track, but I'm having more fun when I talk than when I listen, so.
We were hoping that he would recover.
So sue me. Sue me. I'm just having fun, you guys. You guys are so mean. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun. You guys are being so mean.
From a traumatic brain injury
that
he suffered.
Traumatic brain injury. Suffered. Him. Me. Me.
He was not recovering. We hoped and prayed.
Oh, we hoped and prayed. They hoped and prayed. They hoped and prayed, and nobody cared. They didn't care. They were just mean. They didn't care that we were hoping and praying.
And the second year, we had to start talking about what do we do. He didn't have kids. He wasn't married. He wanted kids.
Okay, this is interesting. So apparently I was under the impression that it was extremely inappropriate to talk about this. So I'm not sure what's going on. Is it another one rule for me, another for thee situation? Could be.
We're biased, but my brother is brilliant and handsome. And
So who the fuck, so what? What does that got to do with anything? I mean, everybody's loved ones are beloved, Lauren. Please fuck off with this extra nonsense.
kind. And as
She hugged and prayed. She hoped and prayed, except for the days when she was super busy with the trial. But he would have wanted her to be there because he cared about justice for all of those victims. He cared very deeply.
empathy and as inclusive, he's everything that I want to be.
Oh, God.
And there are many, many people out there that have fertility
Lauren wishes she had $4 million to buy the Wu-Tang Clan album.
issues that need sperm donors. And we wondered at some point,
Was Andy Rooney in the room with us? Because it sure seemed like it was a sign-off from 60 Minutes. How odd.
should we save my brother's sperm?
Sperm? That disgusting Christina talked about your brother's sperm? My God.
What would he want? Would he want to be a donor?
That was a Kleenex, people. Lauren is evolving. She got herself a Kleenex.
And let me be very, very clear.
Let me be very, very dramatic, because I need you guys to get this point, because it's super important, because this is the thing that makes Christina look like she has no values whatsoever if I just spin it the right way.
If one saves the sperm from someone that is recently deceased, they can do that. It's incredible. Medicine is amazing. Medical care is amazing.
I mean, Lauren is just my medicine, and she's just here to say that in modern medicine, I mean, the wonders of modern medicine, and her stalker doesn't even care about the wonders of modern medicine. Her stalker just wants everyone to die because her stalker is very selfish. It is incredible that she has even survived the almost murder of her innocence. Wow.
Amazing. That is some that they could retrieve sperm from a recently deceased person, even if tragedy happens. And people that are in comas or people that perhaps aren't going to make it, that want to be donors. And the way that that is medically done, most people know this.
Most people know this. My stalker doesn't. Another strike against her for not knowing how this medical procedure is done. How very dare she? How very dare she? Because you need to know how this medical procedure is done if you're going to have any opinions at all on my conduct. I'm just putting it out there. She didn't even know.
Is through a very simple surgery. A very, very minimal.
It's very, very simple. It's not just simple, you guys. It's very, very simple. But that's not really the question, is it? The whole thing is a question of consent. It's not a question of ease of access. Lauren, victim-centered Matthias. Consent mean anything? Ever heard of it, Lauren? Oh, apparently he was in on the conversation. My mistake.
Surgery. Thank you, Laura. These are very, I would never wish any.
These are such difficult and hard conversations. How can someone weaponize this? I'm so sorry. Yeah, so she didn't weaponize it. She wanted to have a discussion about the fact that she thought it was a little bit alarming that Lauren was beacon off in public about her willingness to carry her brother's baby, because Christina felt that that was indicative of Lauren's desire to center herself in the tragedy so that she could get all kinds of attention for being this lovely victim-centered and selfless, earth mother type figure. So I think that's pretty relevant when you're talking about someone who claims to be victim-centered. But these guys, like, it's very much that thing of, right, like, don't speak ill of the dead, right? It's this cookie cutter morality that allows people to, make very snap decisions about whether or not somebody's right or wrong. Because not speaking ill of the dead is not necessarily, it's not necessarily a great idea for humans in their communities, right? To pretend that just because somebody's dead, that the things that they did while they were alive weren't, problematic or even horribly damaging. Like someone like Donald Trump, for instance, right? Like, after he dies, are you serious? Not speaking ill of the dead, it seems impossible, right? And it's a manipulation, and it's a way to silence dissent and all the rest of it. And I'm sure you all know this, but I still prefer the sound of my own voice to Lauren's whinging.
Family to have the conversations that my family had.
Family. She has a family. I'm not sure how you spell that, but it's hard to hear.
About my brother, the Terry Shriver decisions that you make about someone you love so much. How can someone weaponize this? I agree.
She didn't weaponize it, you dumb bimbo. She was trying to have a conversation about something, and she was using your very weird presentation about the situation as the start of that conversation, and she did that without mentioning your name. So please describe to me how this is a weapon. I'm not going to bother waiting because I know you can't. Oh, maybe that's it. That's good. That's a good guess. Family.
And she weaponized it multiple times. And we're going to see it.
Multiple.
And we ended up not choosing to save my brother's sperm. And it was a very difficult decision to make, and being a very honest, open.
Why is it a very difficult decision to make? I just don't really get it. I mean, I can understand. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not saying that grief and, that those things are not difficult. And for ordinary people who have ordinary pathologies, those things are extremely difficult for sure. But Lauren's characterization of this is all wrong, and it's all self-serving. And I can't, based on everything I've seen from Lauren, I can't believe that she gave one single shit about her brother, and she saw an opportunity to center herself in the tragedy.
Person. I guess I shared, do we not, with a couple of people.
A couple of strangers, a couple of dozen people in the outdoor lineup for the courthouse.
Remember the conversation that I had with my stalker, but I know what my family was considering, and that was the gist of what we were talking about. So let's watch her first TikTok.
To get her brother's sperm extracted from his body and an egg, and have either herself or a surrogate carry the baby, and then she raised it as her own so that his posterity could live on. One of the things that was a red flag that I should have seen, instead of chalking it up like, oh, that's a little weird, but so her brother got in an accident and he was in a coma. Okay, so he was brain dead in a coma.
I want to reiterate that my brother was never
right again. So what did she say that was so awful there? She literally just described the situation, right? She maybe didn't describe it in the extremely delicate words that are the preference of the extremely virginal Lauren Matthias. But she basically just described the exact same thing that Lauren described with some kooky music in the background. So far, I'm not seeing the problem.
brain dead. My little brother was making eye contact until the day he died.
Oh, he was making eye contact till the day he died. So obviously everything was completely fine, and Christina was deliberately lying to make Lauren look bad.
When I would take my little boy in to see him, though he wouldn't make eye contact with me, he would only look at him. He was so sweet. He loved my little brother so much.
Right? Again, right? What has this got to do with any fucking thing at all? Right? There is no logic here. This is pure pathos. This is pure, poor, sad Lauren. How very dare you? There is not a fucking ounce of logic here. What does her little boy... like nothing, right? It is pathos to get you on side with how very dare they.
He loved my little boy so much. They were so close and they looked like each other. He was the best uncle. So yeah, my brother would make eye contact.
When was he the best uncle? Do tell. When? Give us some examples of how best he was at being an uncle. Anything at all.
Contact with me whenever I visited him. He couldn't talk until I brought my little son. And then you stopped looking at me. You'd only look at him. He was never brain dead.
Yeah, thank you, Deanne. Actually, that's a really good point, and I think that we should
So
make that point.
this
So she's not only exploiting her dead brother, she's also exploiting her little boy here. After this is just the follow-up from exploiting JJ and Tylee and Brandon and Charles and Tammy. So now she's exploiting her dead brother and her little boy.
Yes. See, so what she is saying is my brother, so I'll go back. My brother passed away in March after being in a devastating ATV accident in 2023.
Devastating accident. I mean, I understand that it was actually devastating, but I don't really think that she, like, again, she is trying to do everything to the nth degree here. And I do realize that losing a family member to an accident and you know, I do realize that. But I don't think Lauren cares about any of that. I think she cares about the mileage she can get out of it with the gyms.
My stalker is telling her followers that I wanted to non-consensually collect my brother's sperm while he laid in a vegetative state, unable to walk, talk, or have any basic function without insistence, to have a child with him. This led to a flurry.
But she wasn't talking about you specifically, Lauren. She never mentioned your fucking name. So, like, none of it is about you. You just think every single thing in the world is about you. It was about the fact that Christina thought that your behavior was a red flag for you being a narcissist. And she was right.
Of comments from people about me, including one about this being a form of rape, to which the stalker responded.
Well, it would be, right? If you non-consensually took someone's sperm, that would be. I mean, where's the issue with the consent here? What's the problem? Eye contact is not consent. So how would it be consensual? I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of the ethical debate here. I genuinely don't, and I don't want to put my foot wrong here or anything, but I feel like there's no way that a doctor could they say, oh, well, he's making eye contact, so therefore he can agree to this because he's able to make eye contact. I'm not sure that connection can be made. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist in any of this, but I do think that she's milking this for every fucking thing it's worth.
Maybe right. Do we have that, or should I keep going? You don't have it? That is an evidence. We have that, but we'll keep going. She has since made multiple TikToks talking about this so-called R word. This is YouTube, so I'll say it once and not again.
Where's the multiple TikToks? There were no multiple TikToks. I only saw one TikTok about the brother.
She claims that I want to do this to my brother, which is simply untrue, completely malicious, and emotionally harmful. I want to watch a couple more of these videos now.
Oh, well, maybe she did mention it more than once, but again, well, he says that Lauren claims that he wasn't brain dead and that he was making eye contact, and that's proof. And I mean, I don't, you know, like I said, I'm no expert in these situations, but Lauren's just milking it for effect. None of this is.
Okay, this one isn't a video because it was too difficult to blur my stalker's face. Despite these videos being public, by the way, she actually wanted her face shown in these cyberbullying campaigns.
Okay, it's not a cyberbullying campaign, and why shouldn't she have her face shown? You seem to be pretty comfortable out here showing your whole fucking ass. Why shouldn't Christina show her fucking gorgeous face?
Proud of them. I am the one choosing to blur her face. But
yeah, see, because again, the message isn't that she's blurring her face. The message is, I am very ethical, even though Christina, my stalker, Christina the stalker, is very unethical.
This one was too difficult to blur. So essentially, she again was enjoying letting everybody know all the red flags about me. And number 3 was the biggest one, that she wanted, I wanted to get pregnant with my comatose brother's sperm. And then,
So did you not say that? You just told us that you were considering that. So is this, you just don't like the words that she used, or I don't get it.
were there comments under that one or anything, or should we read them? Or are we good? There's too many. Okay, so there are a bunch of comments and we've saved them and shown.
There weren't really all that many comments. In fact, Dreamfeed Media went through all of them and showed that there were actually very few comments. There were very, and she was able to figure out based on the dates, right? Before the 9-hour live and after the 9-hour live, how many comments there were. And there were very, very few before this.
The people implying, again, the R word or assault and the non-consent, and people just mocking this idea. Very painful. I mean, the lack of empathy that these cyber bullies.
Why do you keep the lack of empathy that these cyber bullies, like, who is crafting a fucking narrative here? I feel like, so they were kind of, to my mind, like the empathy was for your brother in that situation, right? They felt like he was being exploited. And so I do feel that that does show.
Please have. I want you to know the people I have brought up, Lindsay and Janice and Lori, particularly Janice and Lori, they love to comment on these videos. They too say, wow, that was a red.
Oh, how very dare they comment on the videos of their friend and fellow victim of Lauren Matthias. What the hell are those nasty girls thinking? Oh my God.
Flag. That is crazy red flag. I don't know. I've never done anything to Lori, this woman who has only showed kindness to me. But she has now become a very, I don't know.
Lori, she only showed kindness to you when you were extremely mean to her, and I don't think that's very nice of you, Dental Lori. I think you should give her some free dental work to make up for it. Veneers, free veneers.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think there's anything else you could really do at this point except maybe like a gross of whatever Botox she uses.
And then on June 19th, 2025, I received word. Oh, there was one other. If we don't have the exhibits, I want to say it because we're not going to show every TikTok because it's too hard to blur her face in all of them. But every.
You are extremely mean, Janice. I don't know how you even live with yourself commenting on your friends' TikToks. How very dare you?
Every other day. I mean, there's so many.
How very dare you? I am just here to say, how very dare you?
She also, in a TikTok, says that I made concerning remarks, disturbing comment. So she put some of her posts that I made a disturbing comment about extracting my brother's sperm.
Okay, can you shut up? Because you have now talked about extracting your brother's sperm a lot longer than Christina ever talked about it. And it's super creepy coming from you. So please, can we move on to the next terrible, terrible, terrible thing that these women did to you?
In other words, implying that I was going to extract it. It's a surgery. I have made no disturbing comment about extracting.
Oh my God, can you stop saying extracting my brother's sperm, Lauren, please? I'm going to have to come over there and, ask you nicely. Except I'm not coming over there ever for any reason, so please don't think that I am. Lori says I was kind the whole time. I just don't think she's a good friend. Yeah, well, she's a terrible friend. I think we have plenty of evidence of that. And again, I feel like we have plenty of evidence from Lori and Janice and Sarah and Lindsay and Christina that these women actually have a pretty solid grasp on what friendship is and how to back up your besties.
My brother's sperm. That was never my job.
Stop saying my brother's sperm because it's making me a tiny bit crazy.
Nor have I ever talked about the extraction process with anyone, because if I actually had, they would realize that it was a little simple operation.
Anyway, it doesn't matter how simple it was. If he can't consent, it's still non-consensual, and you have no business inserting yourself in that situation, Lauren, you dumb bimbo.
On June 19th, 2025, I received word that things were going to go public and that people wanted my head on a platter. I also shared that.
You've already told us this, Lauren, and it wasn't even interesting the first time. So It was also evidence that you recorded somebody illegally.
Creator in this industry. I was very, very scared. It was very threatening to me. I didn't know what it meant. After everything.
She didn't know what it meant because Lauren is the worldly wise investigative reporter, and she is unaware of a metaphor and hyperbole. So, I mean, I can believe that she's that stupid, but I don't actually believe that she's telling the truth right now, though she is definitely very, very stupid. And she doesn't understand even the basics of the profession that she claims to be a member of. Not even the fucking basics.
And so I called the police.
She called the police. Enter Officer Bovey.
And we're going to get to that police report later in the show.
I'm sure we are, little Lauren. But then we're going to get to the body cam after that. And won't that be a fun day?
Because they got the police report and we're going to go over it, but that's not until later. And I am going really slow. I mean, I told you it's going to be a long live. But I was once again fearful of my safety.
Are people criticizing me? Because you guys need to shut up. I said it was going to be a long time. I said I was going to be here talking all night about myself and how important I am and how mean those girls are. You guys need to shut up.
I called the police. Through that process, we don't call the police, by the way, for my stalker. The TikTok has yet to happen. We don't know about the TikTok. I don't know what she's about to do. What we heard.
Sarah Crossbody says, I don't believe she was scared, and I don't believe she thought that was true, as evidenced by what she said on the body cam. She wasn't scared. She was scared of being exposed. That I believe. She was not scared of being harmed. There's literally no way. That whole video where you, Sarah Crossbody, and Dental Lori approach the two of them and ask them to leave Lori alone is all the evidence you need, because they sat there and talked all about how scary and how it was escalating, and those people are here, those people that always confront us, it's so terrible. And when you came up and very politely asked them to leave Lindsay alone, instead of going, okay, sorry, okay, yep. They fucking started yelling at you and arguing and shouting to the waiter and I don't know you and like act, I mean, please.
Is from this podcast creator and that everybody is shunning me at the Brandon Boudreaux trial. And I don't know why. And all this other stuff is happening behind the scenes I'm not going to get into. And no one will talk to me.
She's upset about things happening behind the scenes. And I just think that is the most poetic comeuppance for a little behind the scenes maneuver.
And now they want my head on a platter, and I don't know why. So
it's interesting because every single buddy else knows why they want your head on a platter, and also that is a metaphor, and nobody is going to cut your head off except for Janice, who carries around that triple action machete scythe scalpel that we were talking about before, which she obviously doesn't, and I'm making a joke here, but like, who the fuck is cutting your head off? Are you even... Right? She's going to come over here and claim that people being mean to Grayson on the internet is what destroyed her faith in humanity. And yet, long before that happened, she thought that somebody using a very common hyperbolic statement meant that she was in danger of losing her actual head.
Actually, call the police of fear of harassment, everything going on. We'll get into that report later. And actually, I have concerns about this. Thank you, Colby. Thank you.
Oh, shut up. God. Sorry, Colby. I'm so sorry that you got roped into that. Dental Lori says, I think me not kissing her ass was what she thought was unkind. And I think that's actually very insightful. I think you're exactly right. Lauren experiences anybody not bowing down to her and giving obeisance to the great Queen Lauren as unkind and threatening, right? So Lauren needs to be on top. I mean, it's part of her pathology, right? She has to be on top in order to feel like she's even just basically okay and can manage to get through the day. And that's not hyperbole. That's reality for these people. So yes, I think very much that they experience anybody not falling for their charms as threatening, and they will take action based on that.
For being here. All the love to you. Thank you. I call the police concerned about my ex-contractor sharing my text messages, because that's all I can think.
She wasn't actually concerned about Christina at that time, so I'm just saying, right? We all know that because we've seen the body cam footage now, but Christina was not her primary concern at that point. So she's lying right now.
About to go public. And this podcast creator, we had learned, was reaching out to several of my professional contacts to state things about me that were false and defamatory. And we were told,
Name one. Name one thing that was false and defamatory. One single thing that anybody said about you that was false or defamatory. Name one. She won't, right? She's just going to say, they said all these lies. They told all these lies. She's got no evidence of any lies.
told that. And we were also told that this podcast creator and my ex-contractor were talking. That's all I knew.
Oh my God, have you guys ever heard of such a thing? People who know each other and know Lauren talking? Is that allowed? Especially after Lauren has told them to stop? I don't think that's allowed, you guys. I think somebody's gonna get in trouble. Oh.
And so when they heard everybody wanted my head on a platter and to expect things to go public, I called police out of fear, and I requested police to actually reach out to those two people.
She sure seemed fearful, didn't she, that day? I hear you, but I mean, I do think she agrees with Lou. She agreed with Grayson, I think, that Colette had the most to lose and she would be the most scared. Right, I think. I don't remember her being scared. I remember her being extremely calculating.
Because that's all I knew.
I also remember her lying more than once to the police.
And when the police officer reached out to those two people, my ex-contractor told the police the name of my stalker. And thus, police called my stalker.
What? I mean, what? I'm not sure what the point of that is. Is that dramatic? Are you guys dramaticed out by that? I am not. Guys, please respect that the name will not be named. They're getting unruly in the chat. They're demanding names. They're demanding names, but Lauren knows she is going to protect them. She doesn't want anybody to go out. I mean, not Lauren, not the deeply principled Lauren. Please respect that the name will not be named Christina.
I'm not sharing the name of my stalker, by the way.
She's not sharing the name of her stalker, you guys.
Because unlike her, I don't believe in public shaming, and I'm not going to go send anyone to go find her.
She doesn't believe in public shaming. She just believes in public defamation over 400 fucking times. Defamation per se, Lauren. You amazing true crime goddess. Ever heard of it? Ever heard of body cam? Ever heard of receipts? Ever heard of consequences of your actions? Lauren, true crime specialist.
Because I'm not going to do to her what she did to me. And that is why.
No, you're not. She didn't do anything to you, first of all. So you can't do to her what she did to you because she didn't do anything. And what you're going to do is what you've already done is so much worse than anything that Christina could ever fucking dream up. I guarantee you.
I'm not sharing her name. She wants you to find her. It's public. She's proud. She was very disappointed.
She never said your name, you dumb bitch. She never once said your stupid, fucking, boring, self-important name. Never once. So, just saying. And on the other hand, like, why shouldn't she be proud? Christina's like a fucking bombshell talent, a bombshell beauty, a bombshell friend. She's loyal, she's kind, she's a good mother, she's a good wife, she's a good friend. She's a talented artist. She's funny. She's loyal. She's like, I mean, you cannot hold a candle to her, Lauren, and we can all fucking see that plain as day, plain as the Botox on your face.
Disappointed, I think, to not be on Law and Crime this week.
Yeah, I bet she is. I mean, I would be. We're all disappointed that she wasn't on Law and Crime this week, honestly, that week. I mean, God, can you imagine? I would have fucking paid money to see that.
I imagine. I didn't tell Law and Crime about it. Someone had to, and it wasn't me.
law, like, it's on the court docket, Lauren. Are you fucking new? Is this woman supposed to be a true crime reporter? And she thinks that Law and Crime has to be tipped off about what's coming up on the docket? Are you even for real, Lauren Matthias? My God, I have to get through this. Another, how many more minutes? I can only handle about 2 more minutes, you guys.
They never reach out to me.
Why would they reach out to you though, Lauren? They might reach out to you afterwards. But why would they reach out to you now? Why would they reach out to you? Why do you think that Law and Crime owes you reaching out to you? Please, I would like to invite you to go fuck yourself, Lauren Matthias. You self-important bimbo.
So when the police call her, she records it. And she shares this recording on TikTok, mocking
the asshole who tried to intimidate her by lying to her about potential criminal indictments over free speech. If that guy doesn't deserve to be mocked, then my name is not Dreadful Penny.
the police officer. She posted on TikTok and Instagram mocking the police officer.
Right. I mean, she wasn't really mocking him. I think she started out being really reasonable with him, right? The first thing she said to him was, why don't you tell me why you're calling, right? Because then we'll both know for sure that we're on the same page rather than me assuming that I know. Let's just, you tell me and then we'll both know, right? And he took that as an affront to his authority somehow. And he began to be rude to her and try to intimidate her. And I think that he interpreted Christina's not treating him with deference because he was a cop as threatening and antagonistic. And so he was somehow brought over onto Lauren's side by Christina being straightforward with him and not treating him like he was some superior being rather than just a fellow human engaging in a conversation about a situation. So that's my take on all of that. Yeah, small ego, right? From what I understand, he's in his 50s and he's still a beat cop. Maybe it has something to do with that. Not saying it is, could be.
Grayson is saying, give her a second. She's got a lot going on. We get it. Thank you.
Grayson needs a second. I mean, her diaper maybe needs to be. She was prepared to sit there all night in that one diaper, but, you know, maybe that's not reasonable.
So as we're going to get to that later, Grayson's computer went black screen. We got to return that computer. This is true. I said to her, this computer's acting up, Grayson. I'm worried. And she goes, I'll get my second computer ready just in case. So bear with us. And I also...
Oh my God, you guys do this. That's not the little behind the scenes stuff, right? The little behind the scenes things. Like, I mean, it's just so great because it makes you...
Let her know this is going to be...
It makes you even more like feel like you're a part of the hidden true crime family. The family. You feel like you're really part of that family. It's lovely. It's just so... Oh, it's just like a little breath of fresh air.
A long live, and it's going to get funky sometimes. So here we are.
There is going to be a lot of snot on a lot of sheets, people. So just brace yourselves. Brace yourselves.
So we're going to get that TikTok of her mocking a police officer very soon. And then on July 12th, 2025, we're going to get all of these. I'll just share them all, and then we'll show them all bit by bit. On July 12th, 2025.
Okay, shut up. I've had enough of Lauren for today. I'm not going to go into any more of this. Sarah Crossbody says, lover of bad puns, and Jeanette Levy was sitting next to Christina on the couch in the bar when the police officer came over and asked her to come with him. Yeah, right? That's actually, of course, right? That's how they found out about it. I knew that too. But man, there's so many moving pieces all the time with all this bullshit. It's easy to forget some of the details. So thank you, Sarah. I love... Sorry, that sounds daft, but I really love the fact that you girls are all making your appearances and with all the receipts and stuff, because, you know, it's really helpful to be able to respond to this with actual receipts rather than just with what seems obvious to me. So I super appreciate that. But I'm just going to have to share my little post again because there were people at the beginning who missed it. So this is my most recent post. Let me move the comment. So this says, candid behind the scenes photo of Grayson Yore as she watches her boss and mentor, Lauren Matthias, spin false narratives live on YouTube for 9 hours straight. So this is who Gray Bay has reminded me of, is Rehnquist, who was the little sycophantic lick-spittle minion of Count Dracula. So just, Lauren going on the other night about how she's having a faith crisis, humanism, because of moms saying mean things about Grayson on the internet, inspired me to say some mean things about Grayson on the internet, because it seems like it is having an effect. And I don't intend to have a Grayson has a mental breakdown effect. I mean to have a Grayson owns up to her petty bullshit lies and tells the truth and takes her licks and fucks off, to have a think about what she did. So I think that comparing her with Rehnquist is letting her off easily. Humanism is actually quite complex. And if you look it up, there are several versions of it. And we're talking about going back to like the 2nd century, where people were having arguments about, like, seriously, it's a serious subject. And Lauren thinks it means everybody being nice to her in her safe space. So, yes. Anyway, I'm going to go. I got to take my little puppy home and give him his supper. He's probably dying. It's Rehnquist. It's from Rehnquist was the, as I say, the sycophantic lick-spittle minion of Count Dracula. And he was extremely, yes, master, yes, master, yes, master, yes. So if that reminds you of Grayson, I'm glad, because that's what she deserves. Michelle DeMattis, Penny, thank you for a very entertaining live. Always love your content. You're showing these rotten people for who they are. Yay! Well, thank you for saying so. I super appreciate all you coming and listening for all of this time while I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I am exposing people. I'm also getting some satisfaction out of it for myself. So love you all. We will be here for part 3 tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I'm going to carry on with Grayson, with little Gravy on Web Sleuths, showing her whole ass and being stalked by her dentist. So that is something to look forward to. Thank you, Brenda K. Buckman, for the $5. Super appreciate you. Yeah, so I've had a wonderful time as always. You guys have literally changed my life, and I am here for that so much. How are these two? Whoa, that is weird. Oh no, they are separate. They're showing as they're connected. Sorry. Nothing to do with you guys. Sorry. She's literally so dumb. Yes. And on that note, I will see everybody tomorrow. I shall love you and leave you until then. Please hit the like on the way out, and thank you for all your kind support. Until next time, Apple says bye.